For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost.
The jackals, the hyenas, they're barking at them, laughing at them.
We are transferring power back to you, the people.
And it was those with the food. It's his domain.
Tonight, New York State's Attorney General Letitia James saying she's prepared to seize Donald Trump's assets.
And they get closer and closer and bolder and bolder. Till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody.
Whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots.
Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
The American people will come first once again.
And there isn't one of us that doesn't want to be someplace else. This is what we do. Who we are.
Survive a war. You gotta become war.
Boom. Welcome to the Round Table, Rambo and Friends, episode number, what are we up to? 352. That kind of blows my mind. I was ready to quit at number 0 because there was a show prior to this, and we're at 352, and the show's doing amazing. Thank you guys all for being here. It's doing amazing because you guys all show up and hit the thumbs up. So hit that thumbs up over on Rumble, take the red pill unpilled. Hit the heart, drop a comment, share the show on X or Twitter. Guys, thank you for being here. It's probably the key, besides D-Class, of course, right? D-Class, me and Dave do an absolutely amazing show together, and I should probably say thank you for that as well. This past Tuesday's D-Class has gotten like a record number of views, so we're growing. And that's a tribute to you guys all sharing the show out. So thank you for doing that. We got a ton to talk about today. We got a ton of great Anons here to talk about these things with. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Let's hear from the boss and start to bring our friends on.
I wouldn't miss a chance to talk to my friends. These are my friends.
What's up, partner?
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh man, I'm just getting the beach chairs ready. I'm gonna go out tomorrow and watch the Artemis splashdown. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
It's going to happen at 1717, right?
Yeah.
Dude, are you peeling? I'm peeling.
No, because I actually got sun outside of last weekend.
Oh, yeah, I did not. I'm starting to peel. My forehead's starting to peel.
Nah, I'm good, man. Good.
Well, it's good to see you, bro. This is going to be fun today. Let's start to bring all these guys on. The one and only Belushi. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Yeah, you know the difference, Joe? Dave's got a tan. You are just burnt to a crisp. I just got a little pit in your forehead, and oh boy. Don't worry, man. You got your base layer. You're good for the summer. Dude, Roundtable Thursday is the best day of the week for me. I love being here. I love you guys, and I love the audience. How's everybody doing today? I'm here.
Everybody's doing great. Wait, hold on. There's got to be a sound effect for that. Yeah, there we go.
That's right.
We're going to have fun. Let's continue to bring these guys on. The one and only Space Shot 76. What's up, dude?
What's up, boys? Always a blast here on the Thursdays, dude. I always leave this show happier than when I arrived, and things are getting crazy. Everybody's freaking out, man. But hey, we're here. We're here to kind of calm some people's nerves. Yeah, people are just getting out of control, but we needed this, and we were waiting for this time, right? We've been expecting it, but certain people have not been. But then, of course, we do have those mouthpieces out there that are getting very loud, that we also do need to hear from those people, because the APAC guy situation, that stuff needs to go. So we do need to have some blinking loud people in the background screaming about Jews and this, that, and the other, because it needs to happen, right? So which people are planted to be there and which people are not. I mean, you could say Sean Ryan is just falling right in line with that too, and Tucker and Candace lately. So yeah, they're absolutely necessary, I think. So thanks for having me on here. Always enjoy these Thursdays, and back to you, brother.
I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. Freak out, man.
and you're wearing the shirt. I think he's wearing that shirt in the movie. He might be.
Revolution?
No, you're just he's wearing a tie dye as a joke.
Oh yeah. Tron, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? No time for freaking out. No time for panicking. Eyes on the prize. Midterms is here. And like Space Shot was saying, there will be the panicins, there will be the influencers, and there will be whatever destruction of the old guard is left. Again, their ammunition is finite. This is the final run for 2026. There are no panicins. Stay the course. And other than that, I have a beautiful olive skin complexion. I'm tan 24/7, 365. It's that half Italian in me fighting the other half German. But nonetheless, the sunlight is great over here in the Midwest. Feeling good. Looking healthy, and thank you again, Rambo, for getting this group together every Thursday. Fantastic times. How's chat doing? Hit that thumbs up. Let's rock. Let's roll. So many booms this week, dude. I can't wait to get into it. And again, boss has a plan. Trust the plan. And again, stay the course, baby. Let's roll.
My man, I got that same German fighting the Italian side. If I don't go outside, I end up looking like a pale ghost. If I do go outside, I end up looking like I'm from somewhere in the Caribbean. That's that's how my life works. Yeah, that's really funny, bro. Let's bring the one and only here. I'm going to move people around just because I am OCD and I have to have everything balanced. Matrix Codebreaker, what's up, brother?
Man, it must be nice you guys having tans and olive skin and burnt skin. My skin's peeling off too, but that's because I have psoriasis. That's I mean, so you give me some sun, I need to come to Florida. Maybe I can get rid of some of this stuff and peel like you, Joe.
Why would you come in with this sexiest voice in the whole chat and tell everybody about psoriasis, you creep?
You know why? Because I have a sexy voice and I can do that. But yes, this week has been incredible. I can't wait till we get to the content as well, because holy crap, man, I am blown away by just all this stuff floating around. And I gotta say this, I heard this morning Alex Jones, I said a couple months ago on the show, Alex Jones is a very specific piece of this puzzle. And today I heard him saying how evil Israel is and how evil this regime in Israel is. I'm like, oh, Israel for last sounds so good right now. So yeah, fun stuff.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. I've been pointing in that direction in what I think has been a comedic way all week, like my Jews, the Jews this and the Jews that. But I got to be honest with you, I'm seeing some really weird signs that this isn't about Iran at all,
dude. Weird signs. It's like, you remember Vegas back in the 60s? Like, you drive down and everything was neon and arrows pointing like that. It's not just signs, it's like spotlights. It's
right.
It's exactly what some of us expected to happen. I'm not going to say who, but some people could have predicted this was going to happen.
Space Shot, I want to ask you, are you seeing the same thing?
Oh yeah, I mean, you got a lot of people that are just kind of, I think the people that are kind of short on knowledge are just going with the default, like, oh, he's in BB's pocket and blah, 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 blah. But, when you're seeing the broader implications of what's going on, and, the guys that I had on the show the other day after the show, they said basically like what you're seeing over there in Iran is just basically like, it's small potatoes compared to like what's really going on behind the scenes. And they would know better than me. But again, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and like, oh, was it a pilot retrieval the other day? Were they going in for uranium? Like, what were they really doing and stuff? So it's I love this fog of war because everybody knows, right? Like everybody's staking their claim and then be like, I know this for sure, and I know this for sure, when most of them people don't.
Yep.
You know what, Space Shot? Do you want to just go into what we were talking about before the show? We're already here, so do you want to just lay out what you're hinting at?
Oh, okay, yeah. And actually, it's funny because it kind of trails off to the end of what we were talking about last week with I think David actually brought it up. So let me share the screen. I might need. Share the screen, ding, entire screen over here. All right, so I'm going to start off where Dave, and I will share the audio sound just to be sure here. Kind of where Dave, yep. And I set all these up last week. I saved the thing, so who knows, what's going on here. Dave, I believe, brought up 7-Eleven last week. Thank you, Dopey. King to Pawn, Eyes On. Now I'm just kind of going down here. Donald Trump in Twitter spat with Prince Al Walid. You guys remember Dopey, Al Walid bin Talal. He's not going to be able to use his daddy's money, basically when I get elected, blah, 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 blah. So this guy, right? So this guy, and I don't even know what this one is here. Oh, we'll do the Artemis stuff later. So this guy right here, I don't know if I want to torture you guys with it, but this guy right here, Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour, okay? This guy that they were just showing here, this guy is like, is quite the beaut here. So I'm going to do you guys a favor, and I'm going to put this in double speed, and you'll see why in a minute. So just want you guys to get to this one part here. Principal advisor to... All right, here we go. I'll put it to 1.5. He speaks so slowly, and he's just like, he's obviously an older guy. But before we play this guy right here, Percy Sutton, and believe me, I've looked for all copies. This is the clearest copy you can get of this. This guy, Percy Sutton, just for a little background, just happens to be coincidentally the ex-attorney from Malcolm X. Okay, so listen to the story that he says right here, quick.
He is the principal advisor to one of the world's richest men. He told me about Obama. He wrote to me about him. And his introduction was, there's a young man that has applied to Harvard. I know that you have a few friends left there. Would you please write a letter in support of him?
The white people don't feel bad. Whatever you do to them, they deserve it. God wants you to do it. And that's when you cut off the nose, cut off the ears, take flesh out of the body.
Let's just say this guy is pretty nasty. So this guy, Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour, is one of the advisors, or is the advisor to Dopey bin Talal Al-Walid, okay? So again, as mentioned, Percy Sutton here is the former legal representative to Malcolm X. Well, through all my kind of research I was doing back then, I was looking through these articles for stuff, and I found this article. I thought it was 78, but apparently it's actually on my birthday, 3 years, my third birthday here. Vernon Jarrett. That name sounds familiar. It should. Last name Jarrett. Will Arabs back ties to blacks with cash? November 6th, St. Petersburg Evening Independent. Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour, Percy Sutton corroboration. So they go in to talk about this later. I had the actual original article in my the clip it in my video that I did of this. But he was asked, he asked Malcolm X's ex-attorney, can you get Obama into Harvard? Now, this guy that you guys just saw, Khalid Al-Mansour, actually went by, before he changed his name, a different name, Donald Warden. Well, Donald Warden just happens to be the guy who was the mentor to the two guys that started the Black Panther Party. Wait, yeah.
His name is Donald Warden?
Warden from Texas. Yep. He's a guy named Donald Warden from Texas, and then he turned into a Muslim. And so, this is the guy here. This is the guy wherever he gets it. This dude right here. So he's an attorney from Texas who later changed his name to Dr. Khalid Al-Mansour. And he was the mentor to Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton, the two guys that started the friggin' Black Panthers. So he ends up calling the ex-attorney for Malcolm X on Obama's behalf. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Prior to Obama winning the election, they asked this guy, oh, Percy Sutton said you made a phone call to get him into Harvard, to get Obama into Harvard. And he says, well, I don't want to speak bad about, Mr. Sutton. He's elderly and he probably mistaken. Da, 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 da. Well, wouldn't you know, after he got elected, this guy was using it like cannon fodder. Oh, I'm the advisor to one of the richest men in the world, Al Walid, and I was instrumental in getting Barack Obama into Harvard. And it's like, oh, he's using it as, talking points and whatnot. So yes, he absolutely did. And this whole stuff did go down. So that was that. This was Donald Warden and Bobby Seale. Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton were members of the Afro-American Association of Black Cultural, led by Donald Warden, sometimes spelled Donald Warden in unofficial documents. Okay, so remember Antonin Scalia? Scalia, yep. Mansour, and OPEC. Well, they go all the way back together to 1978, where in this litigation, I could pull it up for you, but you just take my word for it for brevity. Antonin Scalia wrote a amicus brief, which is called a friend of the court brief. Now, a friend of the court brief is basically, it's supposed to be like an impartial person's opinion. I don't really have a stake in it, but here's my opinion on it, which they always have a stake in it, right? So Antonin Scalia wrote a friend of the court brief on behalf of OPEC. Well, guess what? So did Khalid al-Mansour in the OPEC case, in that big OPEC case, right? So these guys are connected all the way back to 1978. And then you kind of go forward. Hopefully the picture pulled up. There was later an image in the John Podesta emails where they were talking about some sort of a movie script, and wet work was brought up and whatnot. So I had AI basically put an X essentially where the ranch where Scalia died was, and that was right around here. But the image that was in the photo, the photo that was accompanying the script of the fake movie or whatever it was pointing to this area. So pretty damn close, not on point, but you have all these connections going back to 1978 from all these people involved. And then we know later on that Al Walid essentially wrote in or emailed into Obama's cabinet, where I think they gave them 3 options on every person in their cabinet, and they took like option number 1 on everyone except for 1 or 2. They took the second one, right? So all these people are connected all the way back to 78. And then when you throw in, nobody knew why, but we all heard about Obama and Scalia kind of throwing papers around the White House at each other, right? And then shortly thereafter, Scalia dies at a dude ranch, or some ranch, we'll say, in Texas, right here in this area. And he's on his bed with his clothes on, and he dies like that. And there's no cameras on anywhere around. And I don't think anybody got a really good answer. They just said, oh, he died of natural causes, which was complete BS. So had no security with him that weekend as well. So that's my little gist on that one. And Joe, I don't know if you might as well, while I have the screen here, I did this. I think I told you guys about my blue UFO sighting that one time. I had AI basically render me from a street view. This is the actual street it was on, and this is what it happened. And the only thing I'll add, it was a little bit faster, pitch black to whoop, 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 and that it was gone. But so here it is, the whole 4 seconds. Like this thing lit up the whole damn sky, and I'm telling you, everything in the whole damn neighborhood was blue, and then it was gone. And we had total of 5 witnesses. So take that, put that in your pipe and smoke it. So
go ahead, Dave. What are your thoughts?
The first dig, I've definitely seen that video with him talking about the Harvard connection, but I don't know what to make of all the other connections. It's a hell of a dig, dude.
Oh, that's Valerie Jarrett's stepfather, by the way, Vernon Jarrett.
Yeah. It's just, to me, all I think of is like there's so many drops and so many, that talk about keeping it in the family and everything. Just the more you dig on that, like, I don't think anyone's ever actually done, at least I haven't seen, maybe you guys have, you've been around a lot longer, but like when you start to dig through the family connections, I know Q makes some mentions of it. There's a couple of drops that talk about it, of like the different people who are married to each other, both within government. And if you spread it out to the media and you spread it out to contractors and corporate, like I don't know if anyone's ever drawn out a good family tree, but if we could use AI to do that, like it would blow your mind. So it's just the same names keep coming up, and the incest is just, it's mind blowing sometimes.
Go ahead, Tron.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, and it makes you realize how deep this rabbit hole goes with the family members and the nepotism and the bloodlines and these financial fortunes. All the wealth that these families have accumulated over these years is just one giant slush fund. Their charities, their organizations, the shell funds, and even their marriages. I mean, how many movies were set up where the rich girl, I mean, again, Titanic, perfect example. Romeo and Juliet, you can't mix in with that certain kind of class level and whatnot. And this is what Donald Trump has done so well, is reveal not only in America how deep this criminal network goes, but again, it's a worldwide network. And this is why we're taking over Venezuela. Again, the supply of quote unquote energy, the artificial scarcity of our fossil fuels, and we're taking it. We became partners with Iran in just a few days. Libs are yelling at their lungs, and so are the panicans. I can't believe we're having World War III. Civilizations will never rise again. And it's like, whoa, take a chill pill. Everything's calm and collective. And us Q-tards are loving it, dude. I am just loving it. And even like the hardcore MAGA are like, I don't know about this time. It's like, chill, we're in good hands. No, but the left says he's a maniac. Stop looking at the left. Turn off the Candace, turn off the Tucker, turn off the Megyn Kelly. They're being revealed, guys. It's all being revealed. And again, going back to one of those early drops, what happens in Saudi Arabia will happen here, those mass arrests. But first, again, follow the money, put a spotlight on it. And it feels like everything's happening at once, because it is, baby. And we're taking over Greenland next, maybe a little Cuba. But again, man, taking down a whole generation and thousands of years of bloodlines is not easy. This is bigger than just a 16-year plan. But we have the formula to win. So I'm looking forward to it.
Man, Belushi.
This 1978, interesting year. Clearly, they were setting up what was to come in 79 with Soleimani returning from exile and being thrusted back into power, ousting the monarchy in 79, which was really when the phase 2, the final countdown to where we are now, began with the UK and MI6 and their involvement in that reinstallation. Because remember, Khamenei was in there in 53 when the CIA outed and put the Shah in. So they've been playing this game of hopscotch, or whatever you want to call it, for quite a while, 80 plus years, 70 years. So that makes sense, Space Shot, and that's interesting that was all going on the year prior, because there was a lot of things going on leading up to that. So yeah, I mean, Trump bet on, it seemed like, oh, I'm going to end a civilization. Everybody thought he was talking about Iran. Actually, he's saving the Iranian civilization, and the system, the deep state, the globalists, the city of London really being the end of an empire civilization, or claiming to be one. I think who he's really speaking to, and you've seen so many examples now. I'm going to go through a bunch of them tonight on my show, but if you just watch how all of Europe is behaving, it's pretty on the nose at this point. So we'll see. NATO's next.
Man, Matrix Codebreaker.
I think you might know what I'm going to have to ask you to do, because Space Shot just unlocked something with what he showed actually for me. Brand new. This all just came up too. Holy crap.
What I do?
I just blew my own mind.
It's kind of my thing.
Dude. Okay. So check out what he just put up. I took a screenshot of it. It says Vernon Jarrett with will Arabs back ties to blacks with cash. November 6, 1979. I'm going to put a couple things together and make this all make sense. So right at the beginning of the show, what do we bring up? How Iran has nothing to do with Iran. We have a feeling it might be somebody else, right? I think this just unlocked that. Cash. Who sent the cash? Barack Obama. Where did he send it to? Iran. Using this date right here, November 6, 1979, I just linked all of it together. What the hell just happened? Watch this. 11/6/1979, and I'm going to go to the date in which we invaded Iran, which is 2/28. Okay. Also, just so you guys are aware, drop 2/28 says U.S. leadership change, SA leadership change, Germany leadership change, Pakistan leadership change, 40,000 feet, 8765 ... Q. We are currently going up to 8 weeks as well with the Iran thing. We just crossed the 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to go into week 7 and 8 here soon, which leads up to our April 21st date. So there's a little linkage right there. Now, when I put the calculation in, the numbers that come up are just mind-boggling to me, and I'm going to explain to you why. With all of our Artemis stuff, I've done some connections for everybody already, which involves Barack Obama, the black guy on Artemis, Victor Glover, and the Artemis ship being 322 feet tall. 322 is your skull and bones number. Check this out. Right. So with all that, it's 16,916 days between this date here with the cash and us going into Iran, where we gave the cash from Obama. Check this out, though. In here, oddly enough, we have 3 months, 22 days. Inside here, there's our 322 to link to Obama. 2016, of course, is when that election was to get rid of Obama for Trump. And then the last bit of it is 16,916 on the days. But the number 916 is very special. Reason why is because drop 916 happens to tell us that Israel is for last. Oddly enough. And of all the things I've been looking at recently, so we have 16,916. So Barack Obama's leaves office in 2016, 916 is left over. Barack Obama also is part of the 322, part of the Artemis numbers, and 916 tells us Israel's for last. And this all started with cash from Iran, cash 1979 going back to Iran. And I'm utilizing what? The date 228 for Iran leadership changes, all that. And then, of course, it leads to 916 Israel for last, which is where your Iran-Israel crossover comes into play. Last piece is this. They've been doing this to us. See how you put those two together? Israel and Iran. Look at the timestamp. 916. And then, I'm not joking, this was 2 days ago or yesterday. Israel launched its biggest strike. 916.
He suffers from autism. I don't suffer. I just have it.
I don't suffer. I make you guys suffer. I just have it.
Joe, you realize
I go autistic.
Joe, you realize you and I hit that button at the exact same time. Exact same time.
So yeah, Israel 916, bro. They've been showing it lately, and what Space Shot showed just combined all my stuff I've been having together, literally.
46 years, 3 months, and 22 days. That's hilarious. 46.
Dude. And that's from the cash and that thing you showed until we went into Iran, and of course that's where Obama sent the cash to Iran. What?
Dude, that's been and I got one, dude. In response to your decode that you found the other day, dude. So the one that you brought up about the dude 44. Think about this, guys. You got Maverick, Iceman, Rooster. Oh, what's your call sign? Dude 44. Like, does that make sense to anybody out there? I'm sorry. Like, oh, I got the coolest name. I'm Iceman. I'm gonna be Dude 44. Like, no, nobody has that call sign. I'm sorry. Nobody in the world has that call sign.
It's so funny though. And it was Dude 44 Alpha and Bravo.
Yep. And Bravo would be a B for Barack.
Dude 44, I got a guy on my shoulder. Dude 44, I need help over here. Dude 44, can you come on in over here? It's like, I don't know, dude. Just it doesn't sound even plausible to me.
And you know what 44 was into?
Dudes?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Didn't even think of that. Yep. Definitely.
So you're aware,
dudes.
You're leading into everything else. I came into the show wanting to talk about Obama, and you guys are leading it.
Well, the Obama stuff's crazy. Look, so is the Clinton stuff. Let me, just because of time frame stuff. I actually played this yesterday, but it applies to this conversation, so I want to show it. When was Carter president?
80,
78 till 79.
70, I think it was it 77 or
76 to 80.
It's the exact same time frame you guys are talking about, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Take a listen.
Oh, two things. One, I think in some sense,
this is the clip. Let's
right.
let's play this and listen to it. But I do want to hear your. I just don't want to forget this.
Scandal was a scandal out of Omaha, Nebraska, the Franklin Credit Union, where there was a guy who was embezzling money, and then he was being investigated for that. But they said he has all this money because he's running an interstate pedophile network, and he's pandering kids to, people in Washington, D.C. and New York. And there was a headline in the Washington Post and the Washington Times that were like, call boys get a tour of the Reagan White House.
Unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year.
And, this was a scandal with real victims who wanted to testify, and then people started dying. The private investigator they hired, his plane broke up. One of the girls that testified was found guilty of perjury and that she was put in solitary confinement. They had to use 2 grand juries in Omaha to get rid of this scandal. And it's it's not as sexy as like a Pizzagate or something because it happened in the 80s and 90s, but this shows you the blueprint for the government, using marshaling resources to silence people that were victims of this stuff. This is not new. Congressmen, senators, blackmail being used by intelligence agencies. None of it's new. It was pioneered by the mafia. You having sex with somebody who's underage, then they own you forever if they have photo, audio, video of you doing that. Frankly,
who put that video together? Because that's cool.
I'm gonna have to edit out the song though. But it says it was made by Blunts for Jesus.
For sure, you gotta edit out that song.
Yeah, it'll flag things.
Can you do that? Is that possible to do?
I'm an audio engineer. I think
you fucking wizard. You can do it.
I'll do it. Give it
So,
a shot, sir.
wasn't that called the Boys Town scandal or something like that?
It's called the Franklin scandal. Is what it was called.
Yeah, I remembered it when he was telling me about it, and then it came up again. I was like, "Do you remember this?" I'm like, "It's things like that. If no one went to jail, this is where it gets weird. No one went to jail and no one got busted. So this is what I always say about like the JFK assassination thing. People are like, I don't think the government did it, but it seems like the government might have been involved. But you know what? It was a long time ago. Well, that stuff evolves. Just like people are way better at like banking now than they were back when they had to write things down on paper in 1963. They didn't even have fucking computers. Well, guess what? Everything else evolves too, including power and corruption. I mean, that's what this whole deep state thing really is. Because it's not like if you're the president and you rely on all these other people to do all this other stuff, and they've been in that position for 40 years. And they're like, you're going to be gone in 4, dude. I'm just going to hang in here and slow everything you're trying to do as much as possible. The point is, like, they run the country. Giant corporations that donate to political campaigns and that make bills pass, and they run the country. This person just gets to run a little of it. They get to decide a few things that they do. And in that view of the world, of course, corruption that wasn't no one went to jail for JFK. No one went to jail for MK Ultra. No one went to jail for any of the crazy shit they did with Manson. No one went to jail. No one went to jail for experimenting on people with LSD and dosing up Johns in a horror house that you've created with 2-way mirrors where you're filming these people. No one went to jail. So do you think it just stopped? They're like, well, this is bad. Let's be good now. Let's be the best we can. Let's be the intelligence agency that never does something completely fucking insane.
Our enemies can no longer think they can wait us out is all I could think about when I watched that. Space Shot, go ahead. It's the same time period that you brought up, bro.
Yeah, this is something that a lot of people have covered over the last few years, but I don't think it gets enough highlight. But yeah, I think Joe Rogan is certainly some people say, some people are like, oh, he's in the pocket of this or that, and again, I feel like I think he is the most watched podcast in the world, right? But he's slowly putting out our talking points. COVID was a huge one, especially with the naturals that he used essentially instead of going with the shot. And, of course we saw the pushback on that, but I'm seeing a lot of this. Dude, I got a funny one for you here. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I got about 15 seconds of a clip because that guy that you just brought up was on Rogan. I think he was actually on Tucker. But watch this. I just thought it was hilarious the way he mentions this one. Ding, ding, and ding. So I don't even know who this guy's name is, but just listen to what he says at the end here.
Brett Weinstein.
All right, it was, yeah, I was like, he looks a little older, but listen to what he says at the end of this.
And that really the idea is Trump beat them every step of the game to this point, but they weren't going to allow him to win in the end. And burning down his presidency was a feature, not a bug, of course.
So basically, Trump beat them every step of the way up until now, guys. That's the idea. That's why I kind of put in my little tweet like he emojis, because he's beat them every step of the way until now, and now they're going to burn down his White House. That's the narrative out there. Half of the not half of the people, but a lot of these black pillars are running with.
The most insane thing that I think normal people believe is that Donald Trump's doing all of this by himself.
Exactly.
It's the most insane thing I've ever, like, Donald Trump is responsible for every single, no, there's an operation behind this man. He is the main character in what you're being presented with. And for the first time, the presentation is a deprogramming rather than a programming.
Joe, I'll take it a step further. I don't believe Donald Trump's making the majority of the decisions that we see affecting the world over the last 10 years.
I agree.
Exactly.
I'll be honest with you. And to that clip, a couple of things. If you haven't had the pleasure of interviewing or speaking to Kathy O'Brien regarding that same cast of characters, you should read her book, Transformation. I'll just leave it at that. They're all in on it. But I just want to pick up on one thing that Rogan said, which is something, Joe, that we hit on this show. We hit on D-Class quite a bit too. The why of these psyops that everybody is so frustrated with. He's sitting there and he's talking about, the JFK assassination. And, that was 50 years ago. And the end of the day, outside of this community, nobody cares what happened 50 years ago. I'll give you an example. The Gilgo Beach murders, anybody in the New York area will remember those. That was like, 18 years ago, 20 years ago, all these bodies that were found out near Jones Beach. It was a huge national story. All these different call girls and everything. There was body parts. Like, it was a huge deal. Well, they caught the guy apparently now. And now he's on trial and he admitted to it. And yeah, it's been on Fox News once or twice. Nobody cares. It was 20 years ago. So Rogan's illustrating the point of why Charlie Kirk's assassination matters, right? Why Q tells you repeats are necessary is because at the end of the day, what they keep doing is they're recreating, like Joe says, they're representing this stuff to us as if it's happening in real time so that you can have the emotion, the reaction, and then the justice that goes with it. I guarantee right now, if you put somebody on trial for the JFK assassination, sure, it would get a lot of attention, but it doesn't have the same effect psychologically on the populace as if it's happening in real time. So that's why when we look at, people are tired of looking at the Charlie Kirk assassination and talking about Butler. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just came out today at Butler, and guess who they're pointing to? Israel. That's why that stuff's important.
It's the Jews. Dude, I want to go to Tron, but you just brought up something so amazing. I feel like I have to touch on this. Tron, if you don't mind. And then we'll continue to go around the horn. Donald Trump talked about leakers this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you see what Kash Patel said?
Yeah, they caught him.
Okay. I want to show you something that's so very interesting to me. And I want to see if you guys find it interesting as well. Wow, damn it. I thought I had shoot, whatever. Can anybody paraphrase what Kash said?
Yeah, basically they got the leaker, and I think it was a female, wasn't that?
Yeah, ironically, at a Fort Bragg, huh?
It's nothing to see here. I think I got the actual post. I can find it. Let me see. Nope, don't have it immediately. But yeah, I mean, they basically caught the leaker, and they're talking about, because originally what they were saying was on the Iran stuff, maybe it was somebody close to Bibi or whatever, and now I think that was like a little disinfo, but who knows? Oh yeah, here we go. former SOCOM worker who allegedly leaked classified information to media.
There it is.
An employee who supported our top-level military warfighters for allegedly transmitting classified information to a member of the media. Outstanding work by FBI Charlotte and Counterintelligence and Espionage Division.
Joe, I know you got to go to Tron, but can I dovetail onto that for a second? Because I do think it's kind of important.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
To me, all this stuff goes hand in hand with Joe. You remember we did that show a couple weeks ago when Donald Trump started talking about the media and treason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just the other day he put this out, and he's talking about CNN. The alleged statement put out by CNN World News is fraud, and CNN well knows the false statement was linked to a fake news site from Nigeria, and of course immediately picked up by CNN and blared out as legitimate headline. The official statement was by Iran, was just released and posted on Truth Below. Authorities are looking to determine whether or not a crime was committed on the issuance of the fake CNN World statement, or was it a sick road player? CNN is being ordered to immediately withdraw the statement with full apologies for, as usual, their terrible reporting. Results of the investigation will be announced in the near future. So I'm keeping my eye, just since we did that show, I'm just keeping my eye on this rhetoric, because there seems to be a very slow but noticeable escalation going right in line with that leaker you were talking about. At some point, I think we're going to start getting into leakers being rung up in succession, and I believe that's going to get to the media, because I'm noticing the escalating rhetoric and the language they're using against the media. We're going to get to, I do think we're going to get to that point where, like it says in Drop 32, not even the MSM can hide, and rest assured some will be jailed as deep cover agents. I think all this goes hand in hand.
I couldn't agree with you more. There's another point I want to make about this. Okay. Where was this leaker based out of?
Fort Bragg.
Fort effing Bragg. Where's Fort Pog and APOG based out of? But North Carolina, Fort Bragg. Okay. Now, when you talk about repeats are necessary, here's the current story that we just talked about.
Morning, the fallout intensifying after the dramatic arrest of 21-year-old Jack.
I think I got it backwards.
The fallout intensifying after the.
We're getting it.
No, you're getting it, but you're getting the second story. I named them both the same thing. So we already talked about this, right? So let me just recap this, because I got the clips messed up. The current story is that Donald Trump came out and talked about leakers in his speech over the weekend. FBI Director Kash Patel comes out and says the Department of War leaker arrested by the FBI, tremendous work, and we got more coming. And he says they're out of the same exact base that 4POG and 8POG are out of. That's literally Ghost in the Machine. Okay? This was 3 years ago.
Morning, the fallout intensifying after the dramatic arrest of 21-year-old Jack Teixeira at his home in Massachusetts. With guns drawn, heavily armed federal agents took the Air National Guardsman into custody Thursday afternoon. The government has accused Teixeira of leaking hundreds of classified documents from the Pentagon.
The Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information.
Teixeira, who was recently promoted to Airman First Class, worked in IT in the intelligence wing. The Washington Post was first to report he shared classified intelligence under the screen name of OG. It all unfolded on a gaming platform called Discord, popular with young male video gamers and gun enthusiasts. The Post describes the suspected leaker as searching for companionship amid the isolation of the pandemic, and spoke with an anonymous member of the chat room.
I don't think that there was a goal nor some sort of accomplishment that he was looking for in sharing these documents. Of course, there's some anti-government sentiment.
President Biden weighed in from Ireland in the hours before the arrest.
I'm not concerned about the leakages, and I'm concerned that it happened. But there's nothing contemporaneous that I'm aware of that is of great consequence.
It caps a frenzied week in which the leaked documents set off alarms across the globe. Among the most damning reported revelations, the war in Ukraine could last well into next year, and the Pentagon has doubts about Ukraine's strength heading into this next phase. Also among the chief concerns, the leak exposing how the U.S. gathers intelligence abroad and the potential damage that may cause. Now, outraged lawmakers are vowing to investigate.
If this stuff is authentic, it could actually change the dynamics on the battlefield.
How that this type of information could be out and not be found is inexcusable.
The administration is also scrambling to reassure key allies, including Poland. We pressed the prime minister.
It is unfortunate, of course, but these things unfortunately happen.
Can Poland trust the U.S. intelligence community?
Yes.
Now, Merrick Garland seemed to signal that Teixeira could be charged under the Espionage Act. At minimum, it could carry a sentence of 10 years in jail per document. If you do the math, that's the possibility of hundreds of years behind bars if he's convicted, Savannah.
You want to know what happened to that story after that? Oof. So I don't know if anybody understands what I'm getting at here. But this, in my opinion, is a future proofs past presentation of previous events, controlled presentation of previous events. This is waves, think waves. This is repeats are necessary. Tron, I'd love to hear your thoughts, buddy.
Yeah, man. Let me get in on this and share the screen. Again, future proofs past, and Dave just showed us an early drop 32. Going back to the future. And again, Patriots, remember in March when the New York Post dropped that image of Charles Dalshaw artwork from the 1920s, Donald Trump might be a time traveler. And I was like, bro, you guys are like 6-7 years late to the party. Check it. April 14th of 2025. This is an upcoming Delta. The best definition of intelligence is the ability to predict the future. And again, we always wonder, how is POTUS always 5 steps ahead? And what assurances were guaranteed prior to POTUS back in 2016?
I'm really good at predicting things, They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything.
Boom time,
And
baby.
I'm really good at predicting things.
Boss has always been great at predicting things. And again, future proves past, one of my favorite movies, Back to the Future. And Patriots, August 5th of 2015. This is just, again, months before the first election cycle against HRC the Witch, tagging a bread man. Make America great again. We're running out of time. And this is 3 days before August 8th, which is 8/8. Out of time, Back to the Future. And again, November 5th of 1955 was pivotal in the time-space continuum. And there it is, guys. Elon Musk and Boss sitting down behind the curtain, behind the back channel there, November 5th, at our third run at it, the most important day in the history of our election. It almost seems like this was prepared long ago. And again, Back to the Future, a step back in time. Patriots, Boss purchased Bedminster from John Z. DeLorean in the year 2002. This is not a coincidence. Again, Biff Tannen, the time machine, the looking glass, it's active. Now let's get into this. This happened last week, April 6th, a few days ago. Mar-a-Lago, there is a conference, a luncheon, and there it is. Fight, setting the stage. And going back to September 17th of 2018, Anon's picked up on the carpet bombs for you and you alone. Fight with Boss's fist in the air. And look at that background, Patriots. It's the Warp Speed Starfield, almost planned long ago. You were right. Emmys, red carpet rollout, Keck, where we go one, we go all. And another shout out to the past. Boss's crest, his family crest, has that fist right there from above, almost telling us that the fight will continue. And again, going back to the bloodlines, going back to the family history, fight is what our boss continues to do. And then he drops this on a Monday. During Sum of All Fears, World War III, the Panicans are out there. Here it is, guys. Trust the plan. Do you guys see?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not seeing any of this.
Oh, yeah.
It's only on one screen. I didn't share the whole thing. How embarrassing. This is worse than you, Space Shot. Hold on. Let me share the whole thing.
Dude, I just refreshed the screen.
Yeah.
In the other room.
Hit the audio button.
Oh, the whole window, the entire window, the whole screen, the whole deal. Holy cow, dude.
Do it again because
StreamYards. Okay.
Your vocal presentation was brilliant.
Was it good? It was like an audiobook. Okay, here we go. Let me there it is. Okay,
Audio
holy
book.
cow, dude. That was hilarious. Okay, back in time. There it is. Let me show the chat and everybody. Trump Bedminster, guys, take a step back in time from the website. There's the DeLoreans at Bedminster, which is again purchased from Boss in 2002 after 9/11. Fast forward to this graphic. Fight, fight, fight. The luncheon at Mar-a-Lago. Boss drops this on the 6th a few days ago. And then there's a drop 2190. Anons picked up the carpet bombs. Fight, fight, fight. The fist in the air. And there it is, guys. The family crest going back to the beginning of Boss's bloodlines with the fist in the air. Fight, fight, fight. Boom time, baby. Planned long ago. And then this happened on a Monday. Check it, guys. Trust the plan.
We got no sound now.
Shut up. Tell me
I
this.
told you to hit the audio button too.
Are you guys lying? Are you busting my balls? This is a
No.
roll.
No, we're not.
There's no sound again. Okay, so now first we had the
I
screen.
think
Now we have
the
no
video
sound.
itself is muted.
All right.
Yeah, the
I did a
video
double
itself, I
space
think,
shot
is
times 2. Put me in the corner. I am the new Patrick
Okay, everybody.
Swayze. I'm on
We're new.
vacation.
We're new at this.
No, I blame StreamYards, dude. The other one's so much easier. All right, guys, back to trusting the plan and trusting the audio. Here we go.
The audio.
Here's my plan. We're going to attack at 9:47 in the morning, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to. And if you don't do that, they say, I have a plan. These people know what the plan is. Everybody here knows what the plan is. But it's very unfair to say, because I don't mind being insulted. I've been insulted for many years by the fake news.
Boom time, baby.
Simple.
On a
I saw
Monday.
somebody said, oh, he doesn't have a plan.
Doesn't have a plan. Of course, again, U.S. Department of Labor reminding us, trust the plan. And boom time, baby, Q all the way. And remember, Patriots, trust the plan goes back 42 times in the drops. And this is one of my favorites, drop 1332. Fellow Patriots, what you are about to learn should not only scare you, but intensify your resolve to take back control. Freedom. The information that will become public will further demonstrate the criminal and corrupt, pure evil abuse of power that the Hussein administration undertook in joint efforts with domestic and foreign dignitaries. The snowball has begun rolling. There is no stopping it now. D5, stay the course and trust the plan. Protective measures are in place. Remain brave. We knew this day would come. United we stand worldwide. Where we go, one we go all. We fight. Conspiracy no more. And boom time from our Homeland Security. The real plan is God's plan, Patriot. Again, Boss is surrounded by the best. Armor of God all the way, reminding us on this solemn day we reflect on the ultimate sacrifice our Savior made for all humanity. Trust in God's plan. And this was a message, again, prior to Easter. And another one, Patriots. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one. In Iran, there will be nothing like it. Open the effing straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to blank. President Donald J. Trump. Crazy bastards. Boom time. Right there. December 23rd. Who is meeting in secret right now? And Patriots, the EU, NATO, they're absolutely scared right now. We see you, we hear you. And Dan just dropped the we see you, we hear you yesterday regarding influencers. You evil, sick bastards are stupid. So Boss dropping many Qisms over the last few days. And this one's one of my favorite guys. Remember, when I gave Iran 10 days, the countdown, 10 days to make a deal or open up the Strait of Hormuz, time is running out. Back to the future, time is running out. Minus 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God, President Donald J. Trump. Guys, negative 48 hours. Boss drops this on the 4th. Go into the drops. And on a month before that on a Delta, March 4th, going back 1 month, you have all these stringers, Battery A, Roof 1. And meanwhile, we have that rescued pilot who was rescued with a ghost murmur. We have discombobulators. We have all this technology we've never seen before. So again, 2019, proving the past in 2026. Again, trusting the plan. And finally, this one's a nice one. On a Delta, 8-year Delta. Remember when I gave up Iran 10 days to make a deal? Patriots going back 8 years to April 3rd of 2018, drop 1005. We are under attack, war, no deals, and there's a military video. Boom time, baby, for the win on an 8-year delta. This is no coincidence. This is called a coincidelta. And Boss keeps giving us these hat tips. And finally, to wrap it up, December 12th of 2018, and Anand says, how do you know the future? And Q says, control, baby. Let's go. Boom time, baby. Thank you. And sorry for the technical difficulties. But
No, I love this. Tron, can I get you to go back? Because I think you steamrolled over something. I think it was the one thing I wasn't aware of. The negative 48 in the drops.
Yeah, let me grab that right quick.
Throw that back up real quick.
The negative 48 is right there.
It was like
yeah.
3 tabs ago or so.
I got the share up. Let me see if you can.
Yeah, that's my fault. Hold on.
It's all right. There it is.
Bro.
Dark pattern active, like, you know.
On.
We got ghost murmurs active, all kinds of technology, bosses, you know, threatening civilizations. And then we have peace. It's brilliant. And this was long time. And boss literally drops like minus 48. And I'm like,
I know. That's what I'm. Holy crap, dude.
And then it goes dark ops and no one knows where we are. We do it in the daytime. We rescue someone. We save the other one. No casualties. And again, always 5 steps ahead. We are in good hands. And whether you know, these crumbs are for us, you know, for 8 years of solidification or just for the newbies, this is again continuing the plan. And at the end of the day, Patriots, we know this is God's plan, and boss is driven by God. So at the end, God wins and we win.
Joe, to add to that fire, the show that you did on Tuesday, and that we did, you did a lot of it. Which was the basic premise of it was Trump's entire speech on Monday was movie themed, right? Central casting. He was pretty much telling you the entire Iran thing, the story about the plane, all of it was a movie, right? And then all this rhetoric leading up, right? He's been smashing the boards. Did you see the timestamp of his announcement that we weren't going to be bombing Iran, that they reached a deal?
No, tell me.
Okay. 6:32 p.m. He comes out on Truth Social and says, based on the conversations, we're not going to be bombing, right? That's it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. This was the first announcement he made saying we have a ceasefire for 2 weeks. Look at the drop, 6:32. Who controls HW? What is HW? Hollywood. It's a drop talking about Hollywood. And you get to the bottom of it is, what is a PSYOP? Up is down, left is right. Trust the mission. So after he gave that whole press conference on Monday with all the movie themes, when he announces that we reached a deal, he smashes off a drop that's talking about Hollywood, PSYOPs, up is down, left is right. Trust the mission. Come on.
Yeah, and he tells the kids that, Melania is a movie star. Ratcliffe's
Right.
Central Cat. Like, he kept throwing it out constantly. He's dropping triple booms on a Monday. I mean, what's going on? Too much, boss. Too much. Never too much. I love it.
You're
I love
so
it.
right, bro. That's what we did. We broke down the whole speech on Tuesday. And you're right. Every single thing you mentioned, plus a lot more. It was just ridiculous, the comms. And then to throw in what you just did with the negative 48 and the timestamp Dave just did on top of that, it just never ends with the amount that they're showing us something else is going on more than what the mainstream media is presenting.
So let me give you just one more. He drops that truth, 6:32, tells you you're watching a movie. Up is down. What is the PSYOP, right? It was maybe a half hour later. Who comes out of the rabbit hole? But Joe Kent. Joe Kent, Mr. Let's Look at Israel. And he goes, hey, you guys all got to be careful with this ceasefire because we got to watch Israel. They're about, they might do something crazy. And 12 hours later, what happens? Israel starts going ham on Lebanon. Boom, boom, boom. All in succession.
Yep. Let me, I didn't get Belushi and Matrix involved in this conversation. Belushi, you want to go first? We'll end with Matrix.
Man, we covered the gamut. I just feel like I went through a car wash with the top down in my convertible.
That's funny.
I guess the only thing I could add is they've been psyoping and using media vis-a-vis the intelligence forever. Even before the CIA was created 88 years ago was the first radio trick played by the War of the Worlds, the Orwell Welles, aliens invading. So Trump using the countermeasure of painting this story about this soldier as he's leading into negotiations. He's a nice guy first half of Easter weekend, then he turns tough and he's talking mad-ish. I mean, my dad texted me. He's like, did you see that? You crazy bastards. He was laughing so hard. So I think it worked. I think all these things are in play. And I mentioned something about 48 hours 3 weeks ago on this show, and I said, just give Israel 48 hours. Let's see what they do. So they're boxed in. We're watching it all unfold now, so it's very exciting. I'm sure Matrix has like 12 things. So go ahead.
I know, right? Go ahead, Codebreaker.
Well, I really don't know where the conversation even started from, honestly. But the conversation's gone in this circle that kind of brings me right back to kind of what I kind of brought into the show, because you're talking about movies, we're talking about Iran, we're talking about Artemis, the fake stuff and all that. So why don't we bring some characters into play, and we're gonna make everybody laugh pretty damn hard here in a second.
Joe, you need a Matrix like "here we go" type of sound effect, like something that's about to tee it up. Like "here we go."
Every time it comes time for me to take the screen, it's basically like, okay, here we go. So a lot of people have already kind of heard the naming situation with everybody. Just a quick overview. You have Christina Koch, which, just so you know, when Trump said her name on the phone call, he did call her cock. Just want to mention that. We have Reed Wiseman. I'm serious, he did. Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, and we have Jeremy Hansen. So one of the things we do with our Foxcoms is something I have a very infatuation with. Is, of course, we have timestamps and stuff that's on the screen, but also the names of the people that are on Fox. Those always tend to catch us because they have weird names. Well, here we are with the Artemis people. Okay, so all this is going to come into play. So with Christina Koch, of course, when Trump calls her cock, it makes it funny. And of course, when you take her and you take the token black guy Victor Glover and you combine the two names, you get Cock Glover. And of course, that's freaking hilarious, right?
Must be talking about Obama again.
Yes, and that's the thing is my whole thing about this is I've already connected my Victor Glover directly to Obama, which is what I'm going to re-show. I know I've shown this, but the whole Obama thing, you have the 322-foot tall rocket, which is Skull and Bones. Drop 322 is Barack Obama as well. The drop with the James Bond film with a movie set with our rocket has both Hussein, NASA, missiles, Iran, SpaceX, has all of it in there. Not only that, the word missile, this is just a throw in. The word missile, when you have the missing eye, the eye is representing a missile. The day after this took off, Bond D was fired. So your missing eye is actually the missile that took off. So that's just a little piece to throw in. Now, I represented Obama with Victor Glover. Okay. And when I did that, people, they went with it because it all made sense. Right. Well, then Fox News did something that blew my mind, which is this. They brought this guy on the screen and I saw his name and I about fell over out of my chair. Because his name is Mike Glover. Now, if you think about it, and you have Christina Koch, Victor Glover, and we know Obama has a husband.
Oh
Mike.
my God! I'm out of here. I'm done with
you
this.
combine you get the Mike Glover of all things in the world. Why did Fox bring on another Glover named Mike? And you combine it with Victor. And all the wife comms I've been getting lately, and of course, that's not a wife, it's a man, but it's a Mike Glover. It's what he is. You can take for that what you will. You can take for that what you will, but
So these
Everything, Mike.
astronauts were chosen in order for us to reveal the fact that Renegade has a wife that has a cock.
Penis.
Is that the
Well,
full circle we're in? Where, we're waiting for mass arrest, but then we have the anaconda. Don't want none unless you got.
well, let's go a little deeper with it then.
Oh my God! So
I don't know if
funny.
anyone caught this. What this looks like?
Yes.
Yeah, is that a Ghostbusters logo?
Yeah.
What is that? Yeah.
It looks like a Ghostbusters logo, but I thought it looked a little something.
There's an
like,
alien in there too.
It looks like the Ghost Army with the arm going upward. That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. It even has the red for the lightning.
Yeah.
Like seriously. And I caught that yesterday. Somebody in my chat mentioned it, and when I finally saw it and caught it, I had to put it out. I'm like, dude, that is so on point. But see, here's the thing. I'm going to put all this together for you because you guys all laughed about the one piece here.
Dude, no, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing.
No. I know. I wanted you guys to laugh at that piece, but I'm going to bring it back around though, because here's the crazy part. Do you remember this decode I showed you guys last week? And the part that people had a hard time with a little bit was this part: the building looking like a rocket.
Right.
But I put it together because, of course, this dude has that 286 days on the ISS. I don't think he was up in the air; he was on the ground. So let's think mirror instead of 286 to 682. That's the drop number 682 gives us a building that looks like a freaking rocket, like he's on the ground. So here's the thing, though. This is what blows my mind about it. This is going to all come together. Check this out. When they showed us this right, not that, this right here, this, and I put this out, they did a double, and I didn't catch it till afterwards after I put this out. When did they show us this patch? Well, let's look. Timestamp is 7:40. What are the odds that the drop I just showed you, wrong one, wrong way, my fault. I go this way. There we go. This drop right here with that building is timestamp 7:40. So the Ghost Army guys, I put all this together, and you have the building that looks like a rocket, and then when you put what I just did, not him, this Ghost Army, they're in a rocket. 7:40 matches the timestamp of the rocket building. I'm telling you, they're not up in space because you can't be up in space. They're telling us this.
I'm with you on that.
So yeah, that's what I got for you. I think it's all actors, and that's why I do think Victor Glover, Koch, Wiseman, and the Hansen guy. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. Then
how long have they been using Glover as the token black guy Matrix?
Yeah, Lethal Weapon. I mean, he died.
Lethal Weapon is the OG. I'm getting too old for this shit, guys.
And then think about it. They take off on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, that was a giveaway, dude.
The toilet is the first thing to break.
Yeah, the Lethal Weapon Danny Glover toilet is the first one and it's made out of PVC pipe. It's made out of PVC. It's like you went to Home Depot. Remember when you were like younger and you went to Home Depot to make like a makeshift marijuana pipe? That's what it looked like, dude. It looked like plumbing 101. What is that little tiny hole? It doesn't make sense, dude. A toilet.
You see the story they put out that with all the technology they have, that all the pictures they're taking with a Nikon camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they mentioned iPhone. He's like, "Oh, the iPhone was great." They're like, "Oh, thank you so much." Somebody said it.
They're like, "It's old, reliable." Yeah, all the money they have. And then
like a toilet from a Winnebago.
Space shots. You see the video of the guy that he's like, he made a really good point. I wish I had it ready to go, but they were saying they're like, you know how we're able to zoom in on the moon, right? We have all these shots of cameras and it zooms in on the moon. You see all the craters. Are like, how come they're taking all these pictures of the Earth and they don't zoom in on the Earth? You don't see the clouds moving or anything. They're just right.
Never.
Doesn't matter what the shape of the Earth is. This is just common sense questions that people are asking.
Yeah, a lot of people are seeing it. I mean, I got a couple of buddies that actually said, "Dude, you got me looking into the flat and dome stuff." I'm like, dude, my goal into this was, I'm like, I've seen all the different conspiracy theories. My goal was like, I'm gonna start watching some of these flat Earth videos and I'm gonna tear these people apart. Literally, I had more questions than answers when I was done, and that's just what it is. But again, does that prove that they're faking this? Does that prove that the Earth is flat? No, but it doesn't help. Doesn't help show us what the shape of it is. But again, I don't know, guys. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. But that's what I like about the psyop is we don't have to argue about the shape of the Earth. It's just people are just seeing that at least what they're seeing on the television is BS, and to me, that's all that matters. Who cares what the shape of the Earth is right now? Just learn that what you're watching on your television is a bunch of BS and start asking why.
You've been a pilot for 43 years. Wow. Woo! What shape is the planet? Flat. We're supposed to keep it secret.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No. Curvature? No.
No, there's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Or is it globing? Flat.
Can I talk to the pilot, please?
Right here.
You're the pilot?
Hi.
How long have you been flying for?
Like for Delta, 21 years, but maybe like 30 something.
I want to know, because they say the pilots know a lot. Do you think the Earth is flat or no?
I know it's flat.
You know it's flat? How long have you been flying for, you said?
Over 30 years.
And when you tell people that, do they think you're like crazy or no?
Only one person.
Only one person?
Yeah, you're recording me.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
No.
No? What'd you see while we were up there?
Just the blue sky, white clouds.
Yeah, is it flat or?
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right.
God bless.
Better late than never. Most pilots may have skipped over their training manuals. In their Flight Dynamics Summary, Section 112 explains all you'll need to know about what you're flying over. Heck, the military knows the same thing. NASA admits it as well. In tons of documents available to the public. They just assumed nobody would pay attention.
Dude, dude, you want to hear a funny story, right? This is around that time, maybe, geez, I don't even know how many, 7, 8, 9 years ago. I don't even know when, but I used to travel a lot to go to Chicago and different places. So what do they tell you why we don't fly off into space is because they keep their nose slightly down, right? Like that's what the excuse they give you is. I'm telling you guys that I took an app on my, I don't even know what kind of phone it was back then, that had a gimbal on it basically, and it was showing you the levelness of it. And I put it on the floor of the airplane, and I screen recorded the whole way. That thing was dead ass level. And then we actually hit turbulence at one point. And he says, oh, we're going to go down, whatever. And then you can see the gimbal go to the back because the nose went forward. And then you see it level out. The whole rest of that flight, I recorded it for like 45 minutes. Dead level the whole damn way. And dude, actually, let me do this. I don't need to share sound or anything. And this is about 10 seconds. I would like somebody smarter than me to explain this to me. How do we go from this view? How do we go from this view right here? This is exact screenshot, screen recording from their footage. How do we go from this right here, which apparently you can look at it with no obstructions, to immediately that's the next scene?
Yep.
Like, what are all these things under here? They appear to be clouds to me. And then, but back here,
and it glitches too.
I don't see anything there. Yeah, and once you hit this, you hit these glitches right off the bat. But for me, the scenery just doesn't match up at all. You got all these clouds, and it wouldn't look to me like you would see it that clearly from where we are down there. So to me, it makes no sense. And when do they start letting demonic people with sigils on their hands and big horned devils on each hand and sigils on each fingers, prepare the astro or actonauts?
Actonauts. Did you guys excuse me see yesterday when the kid asked the astronaut on the phone, because they can talk in real time, about the
now they can, right? No more delay.
Did you hear when she asked about like where the stars, like can you see the stars, and they were like, no, the sun's too bright, moon's too bright.
Yeah. They looked awkward before they said all that. They almost seemed like they didn't know what to say before they said that. They looked really awkward.
Did you see the videos, Joe? I think we showed it where they were highlighting that during one of the Q&As that they saw you could see them. They're looking offset, like at the director or something.
Yeah. Like who's
there's only 4 of them up there. Who are they looking at?
Well, here's the clip, and I'm gonna show you guys. It's funny how this show just grows a mind of its own. This is not the direction I thought we were headed, but it is what it is. Here's the clip of the young lady asking the actonauts, which I love.
No, that's in my vocab now.
Yeah, I'm in that one.
About the stars and why is it that NASA bleeped out the word fake?
Coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look fake. They're just perfect pinpricks of light. So that is our homework for tonight, Jeremy. We are doing that. We'll take a picture.
Whoa.
Did you hear that? They bleeped out the word fake. They bleeped out the word fake. It's only 12 seconds. Listen to this again.
Coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look fake. They're just perfect pinpricks of light. So that is our homework for tonight, Jeremy. We are doing that. We'll take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
What's the date?
What did Elon Musk say? It looks so real, or it looks so fake, it must be real. He says it the other way around.
Right.
That's
Come on,
yeah.
man.
Well, okay. So that photo, the photo that they finally put out, I don't have it. It's all right. I have where the argument went on X. Okay. Somebody took the photo that NASA put out because they went and kept their word and they took a picture of the stars. Okay. and then somebody went and took that photo and threw it into AI and asked if this was a new photo. And then I'll even go a step further and tell you that Community Notes came back and said that all of those photos that AI told you it was in the past are close, but not the same. So now there's this AI fighting AI on the internet on whether or not this photo is legit or it's not. But here's somebody taking that photo and throwing it into AI. Now, there's not a whole lot of sound to this, but there you go. You see them save it.
Mm-hmm.
You see them put it into Google Image, and it comes up about 1 million times.
Yeah, I saw that. This is just like the other week when I was saying, you know, that corner building shot of the apartment in Tel Aviv that they always show. They've used that footage for like 5 wars now. Can't convince me otherwise because I've seen it.
A sky full of stars, but except for that, when we're watching the Earth set over the moon, there isn't one star, and it's because the sun's too bright. You're in a black vacuum, and we can't see the stars beyond the Earth set.
Is it
Am I
possible
the only one that doesn't buy that shit?
No, is it possible that the whole point of the Artemis mission is to help? How do I say this correctly? For us to find the things that don't make sense, because now we actually have quote unquote HD and all that. Back in the day, we know they recorded it off a recording so nobody could see anything, right? Well, nowadays we have the right technology. They're giving us the comms. Look at the stuff I put together, that Tron's put together, that everybody here's put together. It doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. They even call it fake. Literally.
Well,
none of
listen,
it makes sense.
It by the way, I would say 99% of the chat is enjoying this. I saw 1 or 2 people that are a little butthurt that we're talking about NASA.
Whatever.
But can I just say this? This is important because of exactly what Matrix just said. Whether or not you believe it's a psyop or not, the point is there are tens of millions of people right now that are seeing cracks in the Matrix. Right. Yes. I don't care what the subject is. It could be the news. It could be finance. It could be Epstein. The point of the Great Awakening is to get people to see cracks in the Matrix. So whatever the soup du jour is that gets them to do that, it is important. Doesn't matter what the shape of the earth is. But the fact is, this is what people are talking about. And who knows? There might be a bunch of people that are really into space and they stumble across these videos. And that causes them to be like, wait a second, something's off. And that sends them off into other rabbit holes. That's how this stuff works. So I'll get off my soapbox. But to Matrix's point, I do believe that's the point of this. And I think it's important for what's going on in the world right now.
How many people believe in reality TV? How many times I explained it? Reality is all scripted. You know how many marriages I know in Hollywood that are fake? So if they're fake, what else is fake? Is the moon landing fake? Dude. And then what blows me, people go, well, why they lie? Why would they lie? How do they hold a lie? How's the mafia hold lies for that long? How does human trafficking become so quiet for that long? How do you keep these secrets? Government is easy to lie. Listen to this, but if you believe in the moon landing, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And do you really believe we just shot a rocket and it went to outer space and it went to the moon? Play this clip. Play the first. Yeah. Now I want you before
this
you
is the
play,
first time.
Yeah. All right. I want you. This is a guy. You're out there paying taxes. You work every day. You know how many billions of dollars you, me, worldwide. We instead of paying for more to help alcoholism, instead of paying to teach people spirituality and how to use their instinct and how to help one another and how to build homes for one another and how to treat one another with more medical care. The amount of money that goes in NASA. Listen to what he says right in your face. Right in your face.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth.
Stop. Rewind. Rewind. Play it again.
This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit. That is awesome. Like, we should, as humanity, we should take a brief moment to go, that's awesome. One of the things that we most asked for and look forward to is we are going to do a crew conference between Integrity and the International Space Station, the crew that's up there.
So, hey, what do you need? So you're going to tell me this guy from NASA that you fund, you're out there busting your chops paying over $4 a gallon for gas. Someone might build nuclear weapons. Fear. Bad guy. Boogeyman. Kill the boogeyman. Kill that boogeyman. Kill this boogeyman. We're number one. We're free. Fight for freedom. Hey, they're deprived. Hey, they're held down. Hey, we need to fight over there. We need more bases there. Hey, blah, blah, blah. We're going to the moon. Quack, quack, quack. Get your red nose and start quacking. Put on there. You're going to tell me a guy from NASA said, this is our first time going to the moon. So, and nobody corrected it. So then it brings you back to, of course we didn't go to the moon. And I know some of you want to hold on to and believe everything you've seen on television, blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. How do you explain what this banana just said? It's our first time to the moon. It's pretty awesome. It was first time man is good. He said it right in your face. How much more blatant does it have to? It can't get any sillier, people. The only thing missing is a Looney Tunes and Bugs Bunny coming out. Going, man, what's up, Doc? Well, it's our first time going to the moon. I believe someone tweeted. Did you have that tweet? So someone told me to tweet. Brian McKenna told me. I don't want to put it out there unless he really did it. I'll say the name. That we.
It was his son.
Is that tweet real? Yeah.
It was on his Instagram, yeah.
Are you able to find this? This is another thing. Okay. Is it Junior or was it Barron?
Junior.
Junior said it?
Yes.
Come on. I don't think so. I heard it was not him. It was Brian McKenna said, if you can't find it, don't worry about it. Brian McKenna said it was Aaron. Yeah. Which I don't want to. Huh? No, he doesn't. But apparently he made a tweet. All right, never mind. Brian just wasted about 5 minutes of my time. Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So anyway, does any of this stuff? You're paying ridiculous amount of money for a get. You know. Hey, what's up, everyone? Jim Brewer here. Tickets for.
Oh God.
Jim Brewer brings a level of validity to the thinking outside of the box people that are out there, which I would consider our chat and this show to be in. Let's
Tron and Rambo, you guys are both Italian, right?
Yeah, I'm half.
And he mentioned the mafia, the mob.
Yeah.
How long have the Italians known? Joe, can you play this real quick? How long have they
It was
known?
fucking bullshit because everyone's telling you I was fucking wrong.
Showed me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking explain to me. Here you go. The guy's getting off the rocket ship. Who the fuck is filming him? Who's filming him?
Guy?
How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy that's supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
I don't know.
So they sent the rocket ship up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking. He's fucking serious.
Rocket ship.
He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? Look, how did that car fit in the rocket ship? I don't know. Okay, right. More bullshit. Then the guy's floating around with a big fucking cord through his stomach, and they're telling you that's his fucking life support. What's it give? Was it fucking feeding him through the fucking tube like a baby? They fucking bouncing around like a fucking jerk off. Yeah. There it goes. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to stay behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? Hey, look, the fake fucking parachute. Hey, we're home now. What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
I guess
so. Everyone guesses they don't have any fucking facts. Bullshit.
Sorry for that. I should have said language warning. I apologize.
That's one of the best ones ever right there.
Yeah. And guys, you have to realize that's how funny this is. The psyops don't work anymore, and it's almost like central casting is in full effect. Boss is opening that curtain. It's time for the premiere, and now normies are just waking up. Whether you're Italian, German, it doesn't matter where you are, whatever nationality. Again, the wake up is actually happening, and again, we are watching a scripted movie. And most importantly, Boss is providing this this full featured film. There's no reason why his secret service name is Mogul. He's an entrepreneur. He's a showman. And again, this was all built up through The Apprentice, through the pageants, putting himself out there, the books, the art of the deal. This has been a long time plan. And now we get to wake up about everything, whether it's space, whether it's about 9/11, JFK. And then Melania came out 30 minutes ago and says we need prosecution for the criminals that aren't named in the Epstein files. She demands names. This came out of nowhere. So now we know that the Iran thing is going to wind down, and now the Epstein thing is going to kick back up, and vice versa. This is 3-card Monte, baby. Let's go.
Boom. I love it. Let me get Space Shot Matrix involved. Space Shot, you go first.
Yeah, I mean, the more people that we have that are exposing this, whether it be the Joe Rogans or the Jim Brewers, the more of the normie, us conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat wearing people that get out there, that's what we need. I mean, you just can't say it enough. And again, go watch the pre-Apollo 11 press conference, and then watch the post-Apollo 11 press conference. You got guys that looking like they just they're about to do the greatest thing in the history of the world, walking out, winking at people, pointing at people in the crowd, right? And then when they get back, they look like, oh my God, and they're so fidgety and definitely serious looking. So I think they maybe thought they were going the whole way. And then on the day they did the press conference and came back, they got the news like, you got to go out there and just pretend or do something, because they were not good actors.
The number of mentally retarded is increasing.
Matrix, what do you got?
I'm not going to bring anything into it, but this whole thing about whether it's flat or round doesn't matter. But if it's not what NASA says, is how I feel. So with a lot of the people out there that are refused to take in the information, they just call us stupid. Well, I think they're part of that 4 to 6% that refuse, because I think that's like the truly hardcore indoctrinated. They believed everything that they've been spoon fed from birth. So it kind of brings in 2 lines from the drops that is perfect for this. The truth won't be for everyone, and the end won't be for everyone. Because if the truth comes out that NASA is fake, which I'm 100% on board with, it's not going to be for everybody, because everybody that had all these dreams about going to outer space. So I'm sorry to say, your dreams are about to get trashed. So it's kind of like I said, the end won't be for everyone, and the truth isn't for everyone. But when the people that won't refuse to look actually open their eyes, start taking in the information that the quote unquote flat earthers have been trying to tell you, you're suddenly going to be like me. Whenever that was the last conspiracy I took in. I was into every conspiracy but that one. I spent days doing it, but hours in, I was like, holy crap. And it's just like, it switched me around. And now I look at it a different way. Everything's different with it.
Can I give you a perspective I have on those 2 posts, especially sitting next to each other? So think about that. The truth won't be for everyone. I would also add in the choice to know will be yours.
Yep.
And
that
then,
was the other one I was thinking.
And what was the last one he said?
The truth won't be for everyone, and the end won't be for everyone.
Right. Okay. So now think about it. Think mirror, right? So the truth won't be for everyone, almost as if they're not potentially. I'm just giving you another way to look at it, right? I'm not saying this is true or it's not. I'm just giving you another perspective. The truth won't be for everyone. Almost like, think about it this way. They're not going to come out and state the truth, right?
Right.
And then you could look at the end won't be for everyone. Well, we all had the eyes to see. And so if it's not presented the way that we know to be the truth, then the ending might not be for us.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, I think we also have to add another category to that I never really thought about until recently, which is there's also going to be a lot of people that probably that we know in our lives that are maybe even of older age that are just never going to admit it. I think we talk about that all the time. I think there's a lot of that going on right now where people realize they're being lied to and they're not ready to sit there and have a conversation about it. So they just keep it to themselves. Joe Rogan said it himself on his podcast a couple weeks ago. He was like, I basically think most people know that COVID was BS and the vax was bad, but they're not ready to talk about it. So I think we have to account for the fact that we may have this illusion around us because there's so many people not willing to talk about it. They might just be willing to just kind of live and die and go on about their lives and not talk about the fact that they got lied to about it, a lot of this stuff too.
Yep. Bro, we can't ignore the choice to know will be yours when we talk about these two posts. So if the choice to know will be yours and the truth won't be for everybody and the end won't be for everybody, well, then that doesn't coincide with everyone agreeing on and being brought to the same point of truth.
The key is to get yourself to where Brewer is, where you're just like, hey, you know what? If you think if you think Q isn't real, that's cool. Have a good day, bro. Like just get yourself to that point.
That's how I feel.
Right.
Well, I mean, let me throw this in. For anybody that has anything else that they want to present, I want to go to that section after we do our palate cleanser, just to give a heads up to everybody on the screen. Anything that you guys, I'm going to start doing this. I know, Space Shot, you already kind of showed some things. Matrix, you did too. Tron as well. But I'm going to throw this to all of you. If you have anything else that you caught this week that you think might be relevant to present to this show, I'm going to show one more thing. We'll do a palate cleanser, and then I'll go around the horn. So it'll give you a little bit of time to maybe grab something that you found really important this week. Obviously, it goes for you too, Dave, but we work together so much telling these guys. But here, this goes along with the conversation.
You talk to your parents, every news anchor that they remember from their childhood, there's like a 90% chance that was actual CIA operative. And this is documented, released documents. Guys like Walter Cronkite, like one of the most famous news anchors of all time, working for the CIA to engineer reality. And they're in the business of engineering reality. And you just have to understand that so much of our reality is engineered. It doesn't mean you walk around like a schizophrenic thinking that everything's out to get you, everybody's targeting you. You see something happen on the news, you see something happen in your life, and you just have one word. Just memorize this one word when anybody listening, when you hear that stuff or see that stuff. Maybe. They say, oh, this happened today because of this one thing. Maybe. Just maybe. You don't have to say there's some global cabal and like I need to drill down to the end and go break into the Bohemian Grove and like figure out all the shit that's going on. You don't need to do all that. Just maybe. That word can protect you from so much of the bullshit that's going on with engineered reality.
Oh my God, I live by that. That's what this show is about. I don't know about all you guys, whether you guys agree with that, but that is what this show is about. Did it happen? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Why are all these, we look at and ask all the questions that surround any given thing, right? So you're right. It doesn't matter the shape of the earth. But when we're being presented with things, the question maybe, and then looking into it and going, well, wait a damn second, that makes no sense, should, in my opinion, be where society is headed. Does that make sense? Tron, do you want to go first, buddy?
Yeah, man. And again, on the celebration, the anniversary of 250 years, this is finally a chance that we have an opportunity to kind of run with it, whether, Earth is flat or whether or not gas prices are high. Every hardworking American is feeling it somewhere. And, we get a little relief here and there, but what we're establishing right here in this present day and time, sometimes we take it for granted. We have a lot of these little wins. But again, we're looking at that big prize. We're looking at that golden age. We're looking at that time when we can get back to innovation, where we can have those, space elevators and all that fun stuff. We've had a little staleness for the past 20 years, and it's because Americans, I truly believe, we've been beaten up too much. I mean, the pandemic was the final straw, and everyone's waking up now. And this is the greatness of this moment is that you have to realize it, you have to grasp it, and then most importantly, you have to, you know, influence it. You know, be nice to the neighbor that voted for Kamala back in the day. Maybe they were stupid, and there is going to be this realization that you have to move forward and go with the winning team. I mean, the Democrats coming up in this election, they literally are running on absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Boss is not only creating peace in America, but has this whole worldwide empire thing slowly crumbling down. I mean, panic in DC. We're seeing panic all over the place. And all it has to take is a true social post or a speech from the boss or a question from a reporter. And this is how we command leadership. This is how we make America great again. This is how we lead from, you know, the front of the lines, is that we just got to keep on going and you know, be the winners that we are. We have to act like this. This is the final moment. This is the trophy. This is prom night. However you want to look at it, this is one chance to make everything great. And most importantly, our children are going to learn from this and the future generations. We can't let the enemy ever step through the front door again. And winning is going to be contagious.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, Dave.
That clip, I posted, so funny, Joe, the way we think alike. I posted that this morning. I wrote every story, every narrative, every image, every video start with maybe. And what he's saying there is exactly why it doesn't matter for the purposes of this conversation what the shape of the earth is. The question is, the point is, people are looking at this stuff and saying, maybe the stuff that has been jammed down my throat that I've assumed to be real my whole life, maybe there's something being altered about it. And that's a thought exercise. And that's all we can ask for in this. That's the whole point. That's why it's important.
Dude, he made a great point where it, you know, when you figure out that you've been lied to so much, you don't have to run into a pizza shop and shoot it up. Right? You can literally just ask that question, maybe, maybe not, and speak to your friends about it and expand your thought process. You know, what did the drop say in the controversial ones at the end? But ascension, right? Real, not real, maybe those last drops. But that ascension thing, I grab a hold of because I do think there's a mind expanding part of this where, you know, you learn to separate critical thought and emotion, where you learn to ask questions without getting emotional and fist fighting your neighbor. I think that's a very important part of this process. At least it has been for me personally. Matrix Codebreaker?
Maybe.
Yeah. Right.
That's my answer. Maybe.
Fair. Yeah.
That's literally, I mean, I live like that. I just take all the evidence I do. I put my stuff together. I put it out. Whatever I say, it's, you know, it's just theories and whatnot. I have an open palette for everything. I have my own theories I will stick to, but I still have an open mind on those too. If somebody was able to say, hey, you can get into this rocket ship and go to outer space, we'll actually prove it to you, I'd go freaking do it so they could freaking prove it to me. And then I'd say, hey guys, it's actually not flat. But guess what? That won't happen because you can't do that, damn it.
Oh man. Belushi, thoughts?
Yeah, I think you got to approach things from a neutral standpoint. And if you can remove your confirmation bias or your previously conceived notions about thing, and you look at it through the lens of maybe, and then you immediately ask why. And I also agree, don't go full Alex Jones, because I think that was wrapped up in that as well. So
oh man, Space Shot, you want to round this out?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Can emotions be used to influence decisions? Can emotions be used to insert a plant? Do emotions affect critical thinking? Emotions, this one's a statement. Emotions cloud judgment. Emotions cloud logic. And I think one more. Emotions cloud judgment again. So yeah, I mean, you got to take the emotion out of it. I find the people that are the most black-pilled are seen to be the most angry. And whenever I see the anger coming, I'm just like, I got to shut down, because I can't do it with that stuff. It's just like you're taking the lowest hanging fruit and just going with whatever, like, oh, I'm a Jew, Mossad, or whatever. And again, it's never about one particular race or people. You have to remember it's the government or the cabal running said government. Just like I've said for years, love the American people, but I did not love the way our country was being ran. So it was a big difference.
Yeah, amen to that. All right, for this next segment, I want to keep this as short and sweet as possible. My intention in doing so is that it helps each and every one of you on the screen. Also helps each and every one of you out there in the chat. By the way, hit the thumbs up over on Rumble. Take that red pill and pill to hit the heart, drop a comment, share the show on X or Facebook. Dave, I want to start this way. I'm going to show Matt Geiger. So I'd love for you to say something just prior to it and give your link. And then I'm going to show the commercial and give everybody on the screen 20 seconds or so to promote anything you guys have. I believe in rising tides. And so I want to make this a part of this show on Thursdays. Everybody that's on screen gets a moment to share with everybody how they can potentially gain something by promoting what it is that you guys do. So I'm not gonna explain that anymore from this point forward. That's my explanation. But Dave, yeah, would you mind doing that, dude?
I'm not going to give my link, but Matt Geiger is a great dude. He's an anon just like us. And you've probably seen him in a lot of other shows. I actually just finished an interview with him earlier today that's going to air this Sunday. He's a great dude. He was at the event with us in Dallas. He'll be at the Awakening Summit with us in Long Island. He is an independent metals dealer, handles IRAs, individual metals purchases. I call him kind of the David Becker of the metals world. You call him, you're going to get him. You're going to get good advice. You're going to get really good pricing, and he can help anybody. There's no minimums or anything like that. And he's very, very fair in what he does. So I've really enjoyed working with him. I know my audience has. So he's a great dude. Definitely a good resource if you're trying to figure out and navigate the world of metals.
Well, thank you, dude. You're very humble in not giving your link. Thank you for doing so. And I'm really excited because he's new to this channel. Take a look, and then we'll go around the horn.
Your financial advisor isn't going to tell you this. Your bank won't mention it. And your 401k custodian, they're hoping you never find out. You can convert your retirement account into physical gold and silver, real metal in your hands, or stored exactly where you decide. It's called a gold IRA rollover, and it's 100% legal, 100% IRS approved. And your financial, quote, experts, they don't get a commission when you take control like this. Wall Street wants your money in their system, in their accounts, where they control it. But physical gold, that's yours. Can't be hacked, can't be deleted, can't vanish when the market crashes. Verity Metals, we're the experts they don't want you to call. Convert your IRA or 401k into gold and silver that you can actually hold. Call 480-717-9081 or visit veritymetals.com, because your retirement should be in your hands, not theirs.
Boom. I freaking love that, dude. Matt Geiger's awesome. veritymetals.com. Just let him know that either Dave or I, whoever sent you. And
Rambo.
Tron, do you want to go first, dude?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Rambo. I have some stickers available at stickermule.com/Tron, Pepe the Frog stickers, Ghost Army stickers, Gulf of America stickers, and also some amazing coffee at blackoutcoffee.com. Use that code Tron and get 20% off. And going 7 days a week over at Rumble, find us at Tronanon, and always a great time. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thanks, brother. Matrix.
Feel Great Protocol, matrixspecial.com. You guys hear it all the time here. It's matrixspecial.com. And the only other thing I'll point out is I'll drop the link in the chat for those of you out there that have TV service of any kind, including Peacock TV, Paramount, ESPN, Disney, and all the pay-per-view ones as well. I got something that will get rid of all your bills. It's called the Matrix VC Box, one per TV, all in 4K with DVR built in for one low price with Matrix at the promo code for 10% off as well. I have one myself. Steve gave me one, by the way, Rambo. I have all the channels possible, every freaking channel, pay no bills in any way, shape, or form. Badass little thing. And I'll drop that link in the chat.
I'm not saying anything about that. Go ahead.
That's waiting for that. Yeah, if you just want to play what I got up there.
Oh, you got something up? Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the emerging asset class of cryptocurrencies, but you don't know how to get started? Lock in with Belushi's Crypto Bootcamp. Schedule your one-on-one Zoom session now and get in the game. Belushi will personally walk you through the setup of your exchange, verify KYC, link your bank plus fund your account, and populate your wallet. Private, safe, and secure. You will learn how to conduct your first buy, safely pull out your assets, and take advantage of rewards, all with a full 2FA workflow. Limited spots available. Don't wait for the bull run to get in. Tap in now with Belushi's Bootcamp. Secure your crypto bag before it's too late.
Boom. That's all I got.
Love it. I love it. Look, I am grateful that I'm able to do this so that everybody can show a way to support what each and every one of you do. Space Shot, you're the last one, buddy.
Hey, same thing as you guys, bro. Can't say enough good things about the Feel Great protocol, dude. Space Shot special, dude. I mean, it's absolutely, every week, bro. 3, and I'll tell this because I think people understand. I try to be very honest with everybody. Every week, bro, 3 pounds, 3 pounds, 3 pounds. Last weigh in, same weight as the week before. You know why? Because Mike's an idiot. No, nothing to do with the protocol. Nothing to do with the protocol. I've been having basically the same amount of calories, dinner, snacks, all the stuff, but I've been having like sorbetto. It's like, very low calorie, 150 times 3 for the whole pint. Well, then I switched over to Southern butter pecan for about, 10 days or so. But that one's like 400 times 3. So I was eating 1,200 calories in that thing, thinking I was eating like 400 for about a week. Because, I get down like that. But after I switch back to the sorbetto, back down to 3 pounds every week, dude. Every single week for me. I'm loving it. Space Shot Special. Boom.
Man. SpaceShotSpecial.com, that is. All right. Look, I want to read one comment because M. Joseph gets it. All right. Look, that takes a few minutes to do in the middle of a show. I do it when there's the most people. We almost have 6,000 people watching just my Rumble, right? I'm not even going to go through the rest. I do believe in rising tides, and I trust, otherwise they wouldn't be on the screen with me. I trust every single Patriot, Anon, or whoever that I bring on with me. And so I think it's only right that we trust them as well and look into who sponsors each and every one of them and being able to do this on a daily basis. Some of them, like Matrix, for like 12 hours a night. The dude's a freak, right? So I just want to say thank you guys for supporting my friends. Thank you guys for supporting this channel, and thank you for understanding why I do that. M. Joseph said, Rambo, this is cool. So cool that you do this, truly. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you understand. So
thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I'm going to go around the horn. Matrix Codebreaker, I feel like you're an easy one to go to first. Do you have something from this week you'd like to show everybody?
Kind of already hit my big stuff, but I will gladly show you what the one thing I grabbed today, and I have an add-on that hit this week that's pretty damn good. So let me get this pulled up correctly. Down the right picture. There it is. I don't know if you guys saw this morning. Trump's Truth Social. Very simple thing that I did, but we're showing because I was literally right before the show. I actually saw it and posted it. But did you guys happen to see this post from Trump?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so of course, the one thing to pull from it is going to be your timestamp, 9:34 my time. It's 10:34 Eastern.
Go back to the post so everybody that didn't see it gets to understand. That's Dana White and Donald Trump standing in front of an octagon, which is presented in front of a storm encapsulating the White House.
Yes.
Yikes.
And so fist fight.
Right. We're fighting in the streets. Let's go.
Talk about having a front row seat in a VIP section, right? Well, timestamp 10:34. I didn't use drop 10:34. Drop 22:43. Watch Trump live with the 10:34 in the kill brackets. VIP Patriot front row.
God.
Come on. Yep. So that was a simple one. I literally posted that right before the show started. So
that's a banger, bro. That's a banger.
And let's see. Last piece here I'm going to bring up is I showed the first half of this last week, and they added on a piece 2. This is what they did. So this side over here, I actually showed you guys last week. I brought this up. It basically put together your here. I'll just give a quick view of this. We haven't on Greg Gutfeld on 4-1. This is going to be 6 days apart from each other. It's all linked together really well. So Greg Gutfeld, we have airports and a picture of an airplane at the timestamp of 10:01. Drop 10:01 to keep this nice and quick is Epstein Island. Not only that, though, the timestamp is 9:11:01. exactly 9/11. And again, it's 10:01 and we have airplanes. So I think Lolita Express and of course 9/11. So that's piece number one. And then a few minutes later on Gutfeld, we had Gavin Newsom come on. And of course, he has a whole sentence here, what he's saying. I just pulled the numbers out on the screen for his talking. It was 33 billion and went to 96 billion. So I just pulled those numbers out to see where it would take me. 3396. And the first line is Epstein plane pick. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And then, of course, there's one more down here where it says plane plus temple plus XYZ equals witness, but another plane. So that first piece got nailed right away.
Matrix. Wait.
Yeah.
Zoom back in. Were you there?
Which part?
You're right into the Epstein plane pick. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't have it to present, but that's also interesting to me because RC, Rachel Chandler, I've tracked 3 or 4 different times this week where they've banged off of the drops and say Ray Chandler. So eyes on, I would say.
Yep. And actually, that's the thing too, is the other thing they've been bringing up is wives a lot. This is from the first. So after Gavin Newsom, they also bring up his wife. And of course, the day before this, on the 31st, there's no deltas. Actually, I do have that picture I can pull up too. There's no deltas for the 31st of March, actually, right? But for that day, I utilize how I do things by using the drop number 331. So this is going to be the day after this right here. Drop 331, since there's no deltas for 331, the date. It says maybe all, and forget all the misspellings and whatnot. Just go with what it says. Maybe all these wives are their own high priestess cult. That's where we'll see the symbolism, the slip ups. So that's the drop I utilized for that day. The next day, all this stuff pops up. So you have Gavin's wife, an old clip of Gavin's wife resurfaces. So I put that drop with it from the day before. And also I put focus on his wife. Next piece down here is when they showed her, they were showing a flashback, and 2 pieces of this hit actually being a flashback. They did it at 808. So I used the flux capacitor 88 miles an hour for the flashback going back in time. And then you take the date they gave us, which is April 2023. You do mirror. So we do 2023, think mirror, through 3202, and your 0 drops. And I saw the skull and bones number again, which we've already discussed today. So I put together with her being part of, like, the high priestess cults and whatnot. So then this is what happened, I think 2 nights ago. This is what was added on here. This is wild, actually. They brought her back on. So again, this was on April 1st. They showed us the first piece I just showed you guys. This here is 6 days later. They brought her back into play. And this time they didn't give us a date with just April 2023. They gave us a whole date. So it gave me something to work with. So as you guys see, there's the wife. So it's already connecting to what we already just saw. They're showing us a date of April 11, 2019. So I put that in to the date they're showing it to us, which is on 4/7. So these 2 dates to each other. April 11, 2019 to April 7, 2026. It's 2553 on the days. And remember, we're looking at the wives is the whole point of this. They've been doing that a lot lately. Drop 2553 is December 5th, 2018. And wouldn't you know it, it's the funeral for George Bush Sr., where they handed the wives all the envelopes.
Holy shit.
I mean, you really just can't make that up, bro. So they added to all the stuff I've been working on all week by adding that calculation in for me that brought all the wives together, which now brings up, why are all these wives their own high priestess cult? Bingo, bango. And of course, Flotus not participating in this evil. So yeah, put it all together for me.
He suffers from autism. I don't suffer. I just have it.
Hey, like I said, where we go one, I go autistic.
Yo, how old's your mom in that video?
She's got 17.
She's got a kid.
Matrix Codebreaker's graphics trigger my anxiety when I look at them.
Which is why, hey, that's why I have to walk you through
conspiracy theory when he's got the wall of shit.
I'll
murder board.
Yeah, the murder board.
When I see your graphics on X, I go, oh, I don't have enough time to figure out how.
Yep.
But when you show,
like, wait, I got a 130. Damn it.
Yeah, when you when you show them on screen and walk through the way your brain works, it blows my mind every time. That's the truth.
Right. I thank you. And that's the thing is I know that I need to start doing videos on my decodes, because here's the thing. If you follow what I write out, I'm writing out everything. That's why it takes you an hour to read it all. But then you got to look at the picture too. It makes it tough. So I'll try combining. I'm going to be changing up how I do things as time moves on. So I'm learning.
I'm like Matrix got to be more Italian than me with all the spaghetti I'm looking at on X. And then you show me on the show and I'm like, dude, this is brilliant.
Yeah, once you follow it, that's the whole thing. Is I have trouble looking at other people's decodes myself. Like literally, like if I have somebody else show me something like a graphic like mine, I get anxiety. I'm like, oh shit, now I got to try and figure out where their brain is at. So I know how everybody feels, which is why I like presenting it officially, which is why I try telling people, if you actually just watch my show, you don't have to read it on X. Everything I do, like 99% of it's during my show. So unless of course I add on to it later. So yeah, you guys always get it with me talking. It's just a matter if you're at the show or not. But 8 hours per show, that's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, that's a banger, bro. Belushi, do you have anything you want to show to everybody?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Speaking of metals and crypto, the last time I've never heard General Flynn ever talk about. Well, I'm going to say this. Well, I can show this first. So again, for the 17th time this year, Trump and Bassett out here echoing and pushing and urging the Senate or the committee to get this thing to a Senate vote. And I'm talking about the Clarity Act. So this was just an article that dropped like an hour ago. I've seen it all over X this morning, but this is the video I'm talking about of Flynn.
But you can say US dollars in general. You know, are we going to move to a completely different currency? Meaning, like, are we going to go into this world of cryptocurrency, right? Where things are much more digital. And I think that there's a combination of those things. And we're moving into that space. And frankly, it's going to happen. And you kind of can sit there and go, well, can we control this at all? I actually, you know, I'm in a place where I think that I have some level of influence, or certainly some level of knowledge and a good network of people. But I'm not sure that we can control that. I think that things are going to change. The idea of the dollar as we know it will change because things are becoming vastly more digital.
So I've been talking about this for a while. What does it look like? Is it a basket of assets that includes metals? Yes, I think so. Everybody, gets caught up in, and the Fed, we're going to the gold standard, and that's it, and that's all we have to do. As you're watching Trump rewire the global oil trade in the Middle East, there's going to, because the Chinese have been selling oil in yuan. That's how they've been getting away with it. Obviously, BRICS got formed. I don't want to be too long-winded here, but we're coming back now that this move has been made and we're finishing up in Iran. I think, and with Bassett and Trump putting the pressure on the Senate to get this Clarity Act through, I think you're going to start to see the shift to what the new financial global system looks like, including trade and including things like not necessarily having to deal with cash for shipping. Right? Like a ledger, like a blockchain, just a food for thought. So that's what I got, Joe. I didn't want to take too much time on it.
No, it's a banger, bro. I'm glad that you did. Yeah, let me take that back down, put everybody back up here. Space Shot, would you like to go next?
Yes, sir. I got one interesting one, and hey, I posted it out on X, and because I'm so well followed, I got 300 big views on this one. So if you guys want to repost this one, let me get you the link here. Hold on, I'll give you the link because I think it's it's good. It's good low hanging fruit. Right, let me share. It doesn't need to be sound. Ding ding dong. So here we have I'll just read it. Dear Honorable Cochran, I'm writing to you to inform you about correspondence from the Arizona Attorney General and the Arizona Secretary of State requesting detailed information about records the Arizona State Senate produced in response to a federal grand jury subpoena. Talks about the request and blah, 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 blah. Then says, as you know, in early March, the Federal Bureau of Investigation served me in my capacity as Senate President with a federal grand jury subpoena for records related to the 2020 election. And so basically he's saying that the Attorney General and the Secretary of State are basically fighting this, and he's basically bringing it to the attention of people higher up, I guess. So the threats of the Attorney General and Secretary of State are incompatible with the United States Constitution, which enshrines the grand jury in our constitutional order and only serve to hinder voters' confidence in our elections. Instead of fighting over these issues, we should all be working together to ensure the election integrity necessary to realize our country's democratic purpose. And then here is FBI Josh Credit from the FBI attaches a federal grand jury subpoena issued to Arizona Senate President Warren Peterson, who wrote that letter. And so basically they're fighting back on it, and they're all saying like, oh, you know, he's just trying to do something for the president who can't understand he lost an election. So, you know, I guess the whole fact of that is 2020 isn't over yet. And Joe, just to kind of bolster the folks to your gold and silver precious metals things, you know, 8 years ago, I was telling folks, buy gold, buy silver. It was like $1,900 for gold at that time. And it was $17 to $19 for silver at that time. I mean, look at that crap now, 76 and 47.96. So I just think that's it. You're never going to have the value of those be less than the dollar. And I truly believe, I've thought since the first administration, when he did that defense budget, I'm like, is he trying to like blow up this system? Because I think at the end of the day, this old system needs to go, and I think it will.
Well, we got Scavino coming out and saying, and the Fed. Good, Dave. I want to hear. I feel like you're going to have comments on this. Am I putting you on the spot? You're muted.
No, I think you're right. In fact, that's just something we've been talking about. I'll be very quick on that. Matt and I just talked about this because keep in mind, all the money printing that was done over the last 8 years, there was no Joe Biden administration who did it. It was Trump, right? So Trump has loaded up all this debt onto the existing banks. And I maintain, I think when it really comes to it, we're going to see, I believe it's already happened, some kind of bankruptcy. I don't see us ever paying. I don't believe we're going to pay that $39 trillion back to anybody. I think it's going to go poof, or at least a good majority of it.
I said Fed, but I meant IRS.
That is awesome. Dude, you see the fire one from today? I think it's his top post about the influencers and stuff.
Oh, yeah, the influencers.
Dude, let me read this because it's great, dude. Yeah. He says there are many dedicated people in government who could leave tomorrow and earn tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a month as so-called, quote, influencers on social media, but they chose to serve the American people instead. All the while, the so-called, quote, influencers talk shit all day long and get paid big money for clicks and impressions. We see you. Dan Scavino, dude, that is awesome.
Well, let me make this clear with everybody. This was written months ago. And I believe
a year ago. It's over a year ago.
Yeah, over a year and 2 months ago. What I believe you're looking at here is future proofs past. This has already happened. And that post that you write, that was a great add-on, Space Shot. I think that we're getting D-class now. I could be wrong, but that's where my head's at.
407 days ago, oddly. Almost matches the date, oddly.
Hey, Joe, I think I know who he's talking about. You want to push the screen real quick?
Yeah, I gotta get. Yeah,
let me just add. Could I just add to what Joe said very quick, Belushi?
What Jews? Sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to step on.
No, it's all good. Just to add on to what Joe said, keep in mind last week, Donald Trump looked at Kevin Warsh, the new Fed chairman, and said, "We're going to have to find you a place to work in the White House because we may never occupy that building." And the next day, when he was talking about his the National Trust for Historic Preservation stopping the ballroom, he posted about that and he wove into it the following line: "The magnificent Fed building, which is billions over budget, may never be completed and may never open."
Isn't that who he said he was going to give an office in the basement of the ballroom?
Yeah, going to give Warsh
he said one thing one day, And the next day he posted that.
Well, think about that. Think about that. If the basement of the ballroom is a military base, for lack of a better description, and he's talking about ending the IRS, and we're talking about ending the Fed, we're talking about gold back, we're talking about crypto, and we're talking about giving him an office in what is a military base, this should all start to tie together. This is no longer going to be some independent. I don't know.
How do you have a sovereign country when a private company prints your money and controls your money and lends your money to the government?
And military is the only way.
And he announced that he was putting his signature on the currency on the 6-year delta of him nationalizing the Fed, March 27th. Now, he's keeping Secretary Scott Bessent's signature on it, Secretary of the Treasury. That signature remains. So whose signature did Donald Trump's replace? The Treasurer of the United States. So he's telling you he is the Treasurer of the United States.
And he's the highest on the board right now.
All right. Tron, what do you got, buddy?
No, this is great. Again, how many times did Boss remind us prior to the election one that we might, wipe out the debt with a little bit of crypto, a little bit of gold and this and that. And the fiat system is done. The banking system is done. Everyone's moving to something else. And quite honestly, we don't have, trust in the banks. So for Dan to drop that in February, abolish the IRS, again, it's coming. This is called foreshadowing in the movies. This is the way that Boss operates. Again, if you know the code, if you understand the code, and whenever Dan drops stuff like that, or maybe it might happen, and it usually does, go back to the drops, Patriots, and type in what if. If you type in what if drops, there are 47 posts, coincidentally, with what if. And some of these, you read them and it's like, okay, that's true, that's true, that's true, that's gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Like, for instance, what if John M. surgery was fake? What if cures still exist? So there's always been this what if. And again, we're a nation of dreamers. We're cleaning up our border and getting our election rolls all cleaned up. But we're going to have a lot more time to fix, the simple stuff, the Federal Reserve, how they steal our money through taxation. And this is, how I truly believe that we're going to have some sort of a dividend once we get all these tariffs and once we get the slush funds and the money trails and the criminal organizations get cut off, much like the mob. That money has to go somewhere. It goes back to we the people in some form. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to lowering of property taxes. And again, if Minnesota and all these other heavily blue areas can't be an example, it happens everywhere at the low level and at the very top. So exposure is key. And what's ours is ours, right? So just hang tight.
Amen. Amen. Look, I want to show something I think may have been a hat tip to something we talked about just recently, Dave, you and I. Did you see the new Mockingbird Media video that came out the last day or so? Can't remember it.
With all the Dems on it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it's the Dems. Do you remember who put out the first one? You remember the old Mockingbird Media video? This is a threat to our democracy.
Yeah.
Do you remember who was in charge of that?
Yeah, you had it. I don't remember off the top of my head. I remember talking about it with you. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to show you guys because first and foremost, I'll put out here why I think that it's at least coinciding with what we talked about. Okay. Dom Luker put out this post and said it was breaking that Elon Musk announces that he will buy a Cybertruck for anyone that can provide proof of who wrote and scripted the propaganda video. This video has been uploaded by over 20 Democratic senators, all saying the same thing. The full announcement from Elon Musk highlights his challenge to the public to uncover the origins of this coordinated content. This development is gaining traction online, and people discuss the implications of the video and Musk's incentive. Okay, Dave and I did a whole show on Dom. Right after, I'll just put it this way, shortly after we did the 60,000 Man Army video. You guys should go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely an amazing episode. It was one of our better ones. Now, this is very hard to watch because, and I actually took in the middle and I fast forwarded closer to the end because it's literally uncomfortable. But there was this very recent, the last 2 days video put out there for Mockingbird Media and for everyone to understand that they're writing the script and everybody's saying the same damn thing. Take a look.
When I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That's what
They're playing families more
That is the truth.
And that is the truth.
And that is the truth.
And that is the truth.
Okay. That's very difficult to watch. But the idea is that they all said the same thing. This is the second time I've seen something like this propagated online. Okay. Here's the old one. Not nearly as difficult to watch because it's put together a little bit more clearly. But I want to get to the point where Elon Musk is announcing that he will buy a Cybertruck for anyone that can provide proof of who wrote and scripted the propaganda video. There's a reason I'm saying this. So watch this second one.
Headley. Wolf. Chris. Huh? Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Chris. To our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous 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 to our democracy.
This is we get it. Does anybody know who did that first video? Does anybody recognize the name Sinclair Broadcasting Group?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so there's a reason I'm bringing this up, guys. Dave and I specifically do a show called D-Class. I think you guys and the way that you all think kind of aligns with the way Dave and I do. I believe that we're being given this, people had to be shown, not told level of disclosure, hence the Great Awakening, right? Well, I didn't do the research on the second one yet, as Elon Musk is out here promising Cybertrucks to who can ever figure it out. But I have done the research on the original one. And the original one was put out there by Sinclair Broadcasting Group. Here is a little bit about Sinclair Broadcasting Group. Remember, everybody, when I said that the media is, you can have information control without already being in control of the media. Well, I just brought up the point that people had to be shown, not told. Well, that original clip, not the one that's here, that's being offered a Cybertruck, but the original one was put out by Sinclair Broadcasting Group, SBG, a major owner in over 170 local television stations, has a history of promoting right-leaning content and supporting Donald Trump, often creating a symbiotic relationship by offering favorable coverage in exchange for political access. The group has mandated that its local stations air prepackaged conservative commentary, hired former Trump staff or campaign staff, and face scrutiny for must-read segments echoing fake news rhetoric. They literally use here at the bottom pro-Trump programming and ties. Sinclair executives have ties to Republican politics. So there's two ways to look at this. You can be pissed and go, wait a second, it's the good guys that are using Mockingbird Media to program us, or you can say, hey, wait a damn second. This is a show not told. They're putting it out there. I mean, how long would it take you, Tron, to find 170 local stations for Sinclair Broadcasting Group and put a video out there and leak it so that it goes viral on the internet?
Yeah, almost impossible. And again, this goes back to who pays these individuals. The extension arm of the Democratic Party is the MSDNC. And now we're going to have some receipts to show it. Now we're going to actually have some criminal investigations. You know, these broadcasters, these journalists, they make, 80, 90, whatever they make as their, money. And then all of a sudden there's that little extra, the side quest. Oh, $300 to retweet this, $7,000 Israeli checks, blah, blah, blah. Money comes from somewhere. And whether it comes from Soros or any other organizations, maybe even international organizations, is our money, is our tax dollars being used against us for these 4 a.m. talking points? It kind of makes you wonder, and it makes you sort of pissed off. Again, the average day American that works their ass off 9 to 5, 40 days a week, they have a couple hours with their family. They're waking up to this nonsense. And like I said, at some point, it's almost so obvious. This internet, autists and anons, the way we roll, nothing gets under us. And it reminds me of Drop 561. MSM is fake news, propaganda, talking points, 4 a.m., private email addresses, paid contractors, Judgment Day. So that was in 2018, and we are waiting for Judgment Day, and it's coming, man. These people have been paid heavily over the years to fool us and use the propaganda against us, but it doesn't work anymore. It's good.
Well, okay, Tron. So I'm actually Space Shot. Let me throw this at you. Do you want to know how I figured that out? I figured that out because I didn't do my due diligence, and I shared it as if it was the left wing doing it, right? Yeah. And some libtard went, you dumbass, that's Sinclair Media Group. That is a Republican Trump supporting company that literally echoes Trump, and you're a moron because that's your side doing it, not mine. And I got made to look like a fool. And I think there was a lesson in that, right? And then I had to sit back and think it through and understand why I just got made to look like an idiot. And that divisive part where we're being separated so far, and we believe everything that we believe in the moment to be completely true, and then your reality gets broken, and you have to reconsider and try to understand what the 5th generation warfare aspects are. Right? Have you ever had that happen to you, Space Shot?
Yeah, I mean, it's all contrived and it's all supposed to be very confusing, right? And so, like, it's easy for them to say that, but then we look at it from our side and it's like they're narrative seeding, right? So I look at it just like that. It's just, they're gonna put out stuff, and what does that do? It obviously puts the Dems in a bad light. Like, they're all blah, 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 blah at the screen, you know what I mean? Looking like nut jobs. So, whether it's our side or not, but I think it was funny and was that poignant of Elon to do that as well. Like, hey, well, we'll give you a Cybertruck. Go find out who did that. Like, wait, what's this? And then is that going to cause more division between the weaker, less knowledgeable people, or the people that, refuse to look into it as deeply as we and our viewers do?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's a hint to go research deeper, go look deeper, go take the initiative. Go ahead, Dave. That's you.
Yeah, dude, you know why I think that's our PSYOP? Number one, that's a great point you just made about it being Sinclair, right? the 170 is not lost on me. How many times do we see Forpog goes into Wikipedia and they put little clues like that in there for us? And you could discount that away, sure. But to your point, Joe, the reason I believe that's ours is because almost every person I know, when they've gone into researching Operation Mockingbird, which coincidentally enough is mentioned very prominently in the early drops for a reason, they almost always stumble across that video. I've lost count of the number of people that told me that that was the video that made them see that Operation Mockingbird is real. And to your point, right, there was probably 40 different stations on there. So you would have to subscribe to 40 different cable networks, either digitally or directly. Watch every single one of them, right? And then find the exact moment, because they're not doing it every night. In fact, they're doing it rarely. And you'd have to find it and sync it. That video is, I don't want to say it's impossible, but almost extremely difficult for some random dude in his basement to just put that together. And by the way, if it was that easy, wouldn't we have more than just that one? We don't really, right? So for all those reasons, if my gut tells me that was our guys that did that, and every one of us, myself included, originally looked at that and got really pissed off. It was like, look at these effing assholes. This is what they're doing. The 4 a.m. talking points. Not that that stuff's not real, but it's a brilliant way of demonstrating it in the open for us.
I don't really want a Cybertruck, but I would almost bet that Elon Musk is pointing to the fact that it was the good guys that did this recent one, because waves are necessary, repeats are necessary, and the future proves the past.
Well, you wouldn't want, that now you're getting into game theory too, right? Like, dude, the 6 of us all have our own independent podcasts, right? We're not even that big. If the 6 of us went out tonight and all did the exact same segment with the exact same script, it would take about 30 seconds for our audience to pick up on it, right? So if you're the Democrats and you're a strategist, you would never sit there and be like, hey, let me give each of these guys the same exact script and let me have them put it out on TikTok on the same day. You wouldn't do that. Right? Strategy, psychology is like, you want these people. Look, dude, they're not that stupid, right? They have very smart, everyone has very smart people around them. So if I can sit there and be like, hey, it's not good for all the Anons to be saying the same thing at the same time, you can bet the billionaires behind these Democrats know that as well. It's 2026. Social media people understand shit needs to be organic. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't hand them all the same script and tell them put it out at the same time, because now with AI, somebody's going to pick up on it. So, yeah, dude, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Brilliant take. Go ahead, Belushi. You're muted. Mute gate.
Oh. No, that was my fault, dude. I muted you because you're hitting your keyboard.
Yeah, I know. I realized I was typing. My bad. No, you guys beat it up pretty good. I don't have anything else to add.
Okay.
I agree with you guys. I would just say, to Dave's point, it's like, number one, why would you do it? And then, but you're seeing it in all forms and all mediums and all across all media now, as the terrestrial sort of old school traditional media continues to die its slow death. They got to keep their hooks in at some place, and I think those hooks are shaking loose as we get further and further down the road here, because yeah, I mean, because you guys talk about it all the time. If you truly believe in full control, then that includes the media, because the media is fully controlled one way or the other.
Dude, you know what? Crystal Orb 19 asked you a question, Dave. And it says, can we discuss how the doubles get voice matches and how they are doing it next show?
Well, that's easy.
Well, yeah. Do we realize how?
Well, the AI is working at this point.
Like, they can mess with the sound of your voice, and all you need to do is
potentially get the cadence just close
enough that people would not be the.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I think I just had a flashback.
Did your voice change? Like, okay, I thought the mushrooms were kicking in. My bad.
There's nothing going on here.
Everything's
You're
like
funny.
Super Troopers, dude. Oh,
You just took a dart in the neck, dude. You just took a dart in the neck. What? You're funny.
Joe,
Is that bad?
Joe, besides that, Mike King in particular leans a lot more into the doubles than I do. Like my also take is that I don't really think there's like thousands of doubles running around. I think most of these people are just people that are doing exactly what they're told. So when you thin it down, I don't think it's not as a lot of people. This is just my opinion. Think like there's 500 of the people in Congress. They're all wearing masks and they're doubles. No, I would be willing to guess the overwhelming majority of them are just people acting and doing what they're told. Not that there aren't any, but it's not thousands of people.
You don't get into the club of 450 if they don't have something on you. You're already controlled coming in. They don't let you ascend to that level unless they have control on you. The only one they don't is Trump.
I want to put a challenge out to the audience. Okay, I want anyone anywhere in this audience. This audience is full of diggers, right? What? Find me. I said digger.
Okay.
You racist.
D with the dog.
No. Here,
quiet.
Real challenge. Okay, I've already tried. I don't believe anybody will find it. Show me where. You know how people say things and like it's kind of their thing. Like I say, "My man," all the time, right? My man. I say it all the time. I even texted you guys when you say you'll be here, my man. Like it's my thing. Something I've said since, it's a Philly thing. Find me anywhere prior to the Joe Biden administration that won in 2024 where he says, "Come on, man."
Right.
Find me one. Find me just one.
Interesting.
Yep.
I can't do it. I haven't found it. I've watched.
That's like Michael Obama's pregnancy pictures. They don't exist.
They don't exist.
Michelle Obama, Renegade's husband, those don't exist either. And again, it makes you wonder, Rambo, was that planted before, after in the timeline? Like when did it switch? And going back to the doubles, I mean, central casting, we had Jim Carrey come out and look like he's not himself, and everyone's like, "That's not Jim Carrey, that's the old Joe Biden." And then Boss comes out with that mask doubles things on True Social. I mean, it makes you wonder, right? We can't have just normal people walking along this flat earth. They have to be doubles. They have to be robotic. They have to be reptilians. It has to be something. It just can't be normal.
Tron, do you remember when Pierre, whatever the hell her name is, came out?
Yeah, what you're talking about, Willis. Yep.
Yeah, she came out dressed as the mask.
The mask, wearing the exact same thing, dude. And that is just hilarious. I mean,
Hilarious.
They give us little hints. And back to what Dave said, it makes you wonder, are they actually under control before, during, and after? Like they're getting prepped up. Outside operators are active. So at any point, one of these characters, whether they're good or bad, will be called to the stage to perform, essentially.
Yep.
I want to get to the gratitude portion as we've just hit the 2.5 hour mark of the show. Guys, thank you so much. It's always such an honor and a blessing to be able to hang out with Anons like you. So thank you guys all for being here. I want to get a round of where we can find you next, final thoughts, stuff like that before I do thank yous. We'll go
real quick. I haven't talked about my Sinclair thought real quick.
Okay. Sorry if I missed you, bro.
Oh, you're good. I have stuff wrote down, so I got to say it or I'll go nuts. All right. So you brought up the Sinclair thing. So I actually looked him up real quick as well, just because I didn't know anything about him. Just so you guys are aware, on Saturday, they turn 55 years old. Just to throw that out there. So I think you might not be too far off by talking about this. And the other part, so since you guys did bring it back up, like literally Tron just did, throw my screen up real quick just so I can show you guys this, why this matches together.
Here we go.
No, it's not one of those. I promise. I promise.
Hold on, I got to get my Ritalin. I'll be right back.
All right, so I just went and looked them up real quick just so I could get the information real fast. And so we're talking about, different people and whatnot. And we brought up this earlier, right? The cock Glover. Mike Glover, right?
You just wanted an excuse to say
no.
it.
You'll see where I'm going. Nope, you'll see where I'm going with this. I promise. Now, here's the thing. Trump did say her name wrong. He called her cock. I'm not joking about that. So he said it, not me. Now, when you come over here, what are the odds that Sinclair Broadcast Group not only turns 55 on Saturday, but guess where they're located at the headquarters? Cockeyesville, Maryland.
It's Cockeysville. It's Cockeysville.
I know. It's cock though. We have more cock, bro. Seriously, what are the odds?
I used to
Come
play
on,
lacrosse there. It's not cockeyes.
Hey, but is it not? Look at it. Look at it. After all we just said today. Now, here's where I wanted to go with this. I want to make y'all laugh at that. But now, with this whole media thing, though, right? So if you go back, when was that original one posted with all the media clips? When was that?
Bro, that was early. That was early. I think that was pre-2020.
Right. Now think about that. Who would have put that first one out? Same people that put the second one out. Same people. It's just same thing. So think about this. Now you have Elon Musk, who's kind of one of us, brain-wise, saying he can give you a Cybertruck if you can figure it out. Well, it reminds me of something a little bit without as much coding to it, but it's reminding me of something that we kind of heard was a variant recently too, Cicada 3301. It's like they're throwing it out there saying, hey, let's see who can find this and let's see who can do it, because you're really digging into forepog. You're not digging into no black hats or regular people. You got to do some real work to do this stuff. And I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody thinks about how good my brain works. I can't do that Cicada 3301. That stuff blows my brain out the water. I'm an amateur compared to that stuff. So him throwing something like that out there is interesting. It'd probably be really hard to figure out who this is. So it's probably a challenge, a legit one. And it sounds like Cicada 3301 is firing back up.
Did you reply, Matrix?
No, I didn't. I just have it.
You should have. You should have applied.
For the cyber Matrix broadcasting from the farm right now.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you did apply, and that's why you're here and never show your face and sound the way you do and decode the way you do.
Well, I'm using AI for my voice, and I'm an ugly fucker, so you know. I actually sound like a chipmunk, and I'm only about 4'8", so.
Wait, I gotta read this. Tracy 17. You guys make this older lady just laugh out loud. Matrix Codebreaker loves cock.
Yeah, you're
to read
that. My new Rumble short.
Oh wait, it said Koch. Sorry, I misread that.
And Koch brothers, the Koch brothers. Oh, actually, Joe too. Just in response to, I just completely forgot that your voice technology that you have, you can push buttons and change that. But I want to say 10, 15, maybe even more years ago, MIT said you could basically read 3 or 4 sentences and they would have your voice mimicked perfectly. And we're talking at least a decade and a half old.
Yeah, that was really my point, Space Shot. This is a very basic soundboard that I use for my show. Imagine applying literally intelligence level AI
to this.
Or you can make someone sound like anything that you want
to. Like you can change the sound altogether.
Joe, that's fun. I got to get me one of them.
Joe,
Yeah.
good.
Sound like a lizard people. Lizard people.
That's not me.
Good dig by the audience here. Do you remember the Colbert got taken off the air psyop?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hat tip Liberty Spot. It was Sinclair that did it.
Of course it was.
I pulled Stephen Colbert.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
I like
Huh.
Yep. I feel a deeper dig coming on, Joe.
So do I. I'm gonna have to figure out who all Sinclair's in control of, and then go back through the psyops. Oh, welcome to D class, man. All right, let's go around the horn. We'll start bottom left. Space Shot. Where can everybody find you? Any final thoughts for the day?
Yeah, Space Shot 76 on all platforms. I'm going to humbly beg you guys to help me get to that 40,000. We've been trying to do this for a while. I'm at 39.9 over there on Rumble. I'll drop the link in the chat. Help us hit that 40K mark. It seems like it's uphill battle, but I'll be live with Tron this evening, 9:30 p.m. with Hulk and Ardoc for a Table of Titans show we've been on for about 8 years. Always a blast. But yeah, catch me out on all the different platforms, Space Shot 76, and it's always a blast to be amongst you guys here. I'm always, my ribs are always hurt and my face is always kind of sore from laughing and smiling the whole time. So it's always a blast with you guys here. So I do appreciate the invite, and I'll be here with bells on anytime, my man.
Oh man, appreciate you, bro. Belushi.
tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be on the train. We are back off the rails. Duppy got his computer out of Hawk. TN Homesteader and Duppy will be there tonight. I'm super excited. We're going to be going over all the happenings. And I really look forward to seeing all of you guys there. If you're not following me on Rumble yet and you like my stuff, please give me a follow. I'll drop the link to the show in the chat. Thank you guys. And thank you, Joe. This is always such a great time, man. The Thursday roundtable is it, bro. Shout out to Dave. Thank you guys.
Oh, man. Matrix Codebreaker.
Yeah, I agree. Roundtable is the absolute best. Even when I'm not on here, it's like one of my favorite shows. So shout out to you guys for that. And of course, I'm on all the major normal platforms as far as the show goes. I am on Rumble and on pilled.net. And of course, Monday through Friday, I am co-hosted with Omazon, where we cover our Foxcoms. On Sundays at Eastern time, 1 o'clock, noon Central. Make sure I have this right this week. You got me and Space Shot together for the Sunday show as well. And then next Friday, I will be going on to 412 Adel Nero show to go on with the one and only Mr. T.N. Homesteader for the first time. So we're going to go on together. So next Friday on Adel's channel, definitely check that out, because I'm excited as all get out, because we're going to go ham with each other, and we've never spoken before, and we're going to do a bunch of decoding stuff. So next Friday should be a blast. But aside from that, thank you all for being here. And just remember one thing: Trump called her cock, not me.
Whatever, you weirdo.
Does Tian know what you're trying to do with his ham, bro?
Love you guys.
Go ahead, Dave.
Dude, always enjoy the roundtable. This is fun as hell today. The earth is flat. No, I'm just kidding. No, it doesn't matter. NewsTreason.com. That's my link tree. Easiest way to find me. I said something last night. We keep talking about Israel, saving Israel for last. And I kind of summed it up. I said, if you're having trouble dealing with the news cycle and the psyops and Trump looking bad to the world and all this other stuff, just look at it the way I do, which is the more Israel is being discussed in the info space, the closer we are to the end. It's at a fever pitch right now. It's only going to go up. It's everywhere. And for that reason, tonight at 8 p.m., I am going to be diving into the BB files. And if you guys haven't seen this, holy crap. If this thing doesn't prove to you that we're in D-class right now, I don't know what will, because every one of these people would have been dead a whole long time ago with this coming out. The stuff they exposed, I watched the whole thing in detail yesterday. It's crazy. And this thing, if you watch it through and you see what they exposed about not just Netanyahu, but his wife, holy crap, his wife in particular, none of this would be happening if they didn't have Israel in check. It just simply wouldn't be possible. So that'll be tonight at 8 p.m. And tomorrow night, 7 p.m., call-in show. Joe will be with me. I think Mark Messina will be there. Belushi, Space Shot, any of you guys. I'm sure some of you guys will pop in whenever. Always a good time. That'll be at 7 p.m. So thanks as always, guys.
I'll pop in for a little bit. If I can call dibs on a raid tonight, Dave. You're muted, I think.
I got you.
If you're talking. Oh, I'm watching the dude. I'm over here watching the Rumble. You're talking, but you're not.
And you expect a raid with that kind of professionalism? Good God, man.
No, I can pop on for a little bit tomorrow for sure. Just maybe an hour or two.
Sure, sounds good. I got you, bro.
All right, Tron, your turn, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, again for Thursdays. Always the best time of the week. And I'll see you guys tonight for Table of Titans. You can follow me over at the Rumble at Tronanon. And on X, I'm at 1776 Tron. And always a great time, guys. I'll see you tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow night for Friday Funnies. Get your laughter going. Saturday night is Keeping It Wheel, the music show. And then Sunday morning, Great Awakening morning show. It's going to be a good one. Bringing the bread to the table as always. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on all of our shows. And what a wild ride it's been. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, the other nights and whatnot. Going 7 days a week now. Mondays, we're doing predictive programming shows. Fantastic. We watched a movie from the 70s called The Forbin Project, which was like war games before war games. A lot of Q-isms in there as well. And then we watched a couple episodes of Devs, which goes into the private sector of simulation modes and Looking Glass. That was a lot of fun and a lot of interesting tidbits as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Always a blast. Thank you, panel. And I'll see you guys tonight, if not the other shows. And as always, dig, meme, and pray. Where we go one, we go all. Boom time, baby. Much love, guys. Thank you.
My man. All right. I'm going to run through the gratitude portion. If anybody has to go, I understand. I hope that everybody can stay. It only takes about 10 minutes.
I'm staying. I gotta do something real quick. I'm here though.
Okay.
So I'm staying, but if I have to go, I'm leaving my house. So thank you in case.
Yeah, I respect it if you got to go, but probably got about 10 minutes here. Matrix Codebreaker, give it a can. Boom time. Let's go. Thank you, brother. Minnesota girl, gives it a can. Pilled has been my haven since the purge. I am a worker and lurker patriot. I have been followed since 2018. Pray for Minnesota. We are so messed up. Amen to that, my friend. Filter Dog 1, good to see you. Gifted a cookie. Trump just signed the National Security Presidential Memorandum. 7. Is that IT declares Antifa a domestic terrorist organization and orders the full-scale federal crackdown on their violent networks. Filter Dog, thank you so much. Lizzie B with the cookie twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hogleg 71 gifted a cookie. Hogleg again with a can. Thank you very much for both of those. No thanks, Joe gifted a cookie. Hey, all. Continued fun as always. I believe that as many people, Normie fam and friends, have always wanted to say, you're crazy. I told you so. You were wrong. They are now facing the ridicule, so they just ignore. They don't realize we won't ridicule. We just want to take and help. God bless. That's actually completely true. We touch on that on this show all the time. Ghost Rider, it's great to see you, bro. With the shades, I'm late, been working, but I thank you very much because he also gifted a cookie. And Mitchell DM27 with the phone. Thank you very much. Guys, over on Pilled, I'm going to release the scratching right now so I don't forget. I will try to remember as we get here towards the end to raid you guys over to somebody, but there you're scratching. Hold on. Okay, scratching's released. Over on the Pill or Rumble side, guys, hit the thumbs up. Take that red pill, hit the heart, drop a comment, share the show. Jackie Bluebird, $1 rant. Carlin sent me. That's really cool. Did we talk about this in the beginning? Mickey's son's name is Carlin.
Yeah.
He's a really good kid too. I went in there and stopped in and said hi. Jackie Bluebird, $1 rant. Joe, you're always appealing. Thank you very much. Denise R, $17 rant. Love you guys. Thank you. Love you too, my friend. L is me, $20 rent. On the Big Bang Theory, the toilet failed while in space. Yep. That's interesting as hell, is it not?
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, in the Big Bang Theory, the toilet is the thing that, of course, dude. And with the voting, too, remember, in Detroit?
Yeah. Well, they use this pop culture. They do it all the time.
Yeah, we're putting guys on the moon, but we can't get a functioning toilet. Okay, give me a break.
Right. That's what failed this time.
Shitter's full.
Eddie?
Trump in at 17, $5 rent, while Professor Autism, aka Matrix Codebreaker, was doing his cock glover dig. Did y'all notice in the pic of the rocket, it's a halo of lights, and where rocket is turns to the halo of lights into a Q. Can we not revisit that?
I thought they were going to go somewhere else. I was ready.
Parkmon won $2 rent. NASA has been part of robbing the you-know-what out of us. That's important. Yep. Let's not forget where they came from. Heil Hitler. Like, it was literally Operation Paperclip.
What did you just say, Joe?
Somebody clipped that.
I'm sorry. I had it muted. What did you say?
Please don't clip that. That was don't take that out of context.
Definitely clipping that.
Do not take that out of context.
I'm already working on it, Dave.
Yep, got it.
Context there.
I'm just kidding, Joe. I wouldn't do that to you, buddy.
I just posted it. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm so screwed. Parkmon won $2 rent. NASA has been part. Yes. R Grant 2639 $1 rent. Thinking I should make a new Koch Glover sweatshirt for one of
Come on, man.
It's the new Calvin Klein. Yeah.
Conch,
For
like a
on
like
the
a
next
shell.
meetup. Thoughts, Mark, Patrick? Just kidding. Thank you very much. Ruby Rose, Red Ruby Rose, by the way, $5 rant. Y'all are my favorite. Thank you for your laughs. Thank you very much for laughing with us, friend. Parkmon 1 again with a $2 rant. Do you feel strongly we'll find out the space NASA truth? I don't know. And strongly is a strong word. Do I hope? I hope strongly.
The choice to know may be up to you.
Yeah.
We don't know.
There we go. Trump in it 17, $5 rant. Just want to tell you guys, each and every one on the panel, plus all in your circle, God bless you for all the work hours you put in each and every day while staying as humble as you are. Love to you all. Thank you very much. Love to you as well, my friend. SCB Crafter, $20 rant. Great show, guys. Ask people how the lunar rover got on the moon. Was there a trunk on the outside of the module where the parts were stored? And they pulled them out and put them on together with a big ass gloves on? Yeah. Did everybody hear Donald Trump say in the speech that they put a helicopter together in less than 10 minutes?
Yes, three times.
Yeah, with 3 people, right?
Yeah.
Less than 10, 3, less than 10. He dude, it was so funny. Trump in at 17, $2 rant. How much CCP money did it take to flip AJ, CO, MTG, and all of the rest of the influencers that are calling for the 25th Amendment? I
Hold on.
think it took money.
I was going to say, Dave's got a different take, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
That's our team, guys. That's our team. That is our team. That is our team.
The hell?
What Dave's getting at is, what if it's intentional? Which would mean it's white hat, not black hat. Think about that.
You lay down. I'll be very quick, Joe. I know you're trying to wrap, but I think it's important. What I believe is they purposely lay down these landmines, right? All these different Israel landmines, right? AIPAC, Trump's being controlled. Israel controls our government. They lay that down, and then they use people like MTG and Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly and whoever else, and knowing some will fall in line on their own, and they drag the people right into those truth landmines. That's what the op is. They've done it over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, then take us to its natural conclusion, Dave. What happens if Israel truly gets shown to be last and everyone looks and goes, oh, it's a lot less shocking because we've already been talking smack on X for 6 months straight.
Yeah, I think they may I think Donald Trump is really laying himself in front of the proverbial bus right now. And I think this is just me only. I think it's going to get a whole lot worse before we get to the other side. I think he's going to drag this whole thing across the finish line with Israel.
I will take all of these slings and arrows for you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Dave.
Yep.
I'm going to throw this one at Space Shot because I really want to know his answer. Space Shot, you still here?
No.
Okay. So Trump in at 17 with a $1 rant wants to know, does Nasara Jassara equal Doge dividends?
Ugh, I cannot stand hearing Nasara Jassara and all these people. Dude, you going back 4 or 5 years on Telegram. Oh, hey, you got to go here and go to this bank and they're going to trade in this and that for you. I mean, to be honest with you, I never went down that road. I'll wait for something official. While I do understand there are many, many things hidden, like we've talked about in the past, like Treasury direct accounts and stuff like that. I think, my feeling is that, all the human rights abuse and all the ability for them to take funds off of people, that and their black budgets and stuff like that, you could probably pay back the world debt 100 times over with that stuff. So I don't know about the Nasara Jassara, though. It kind of makes me cringe every time I hear those words.
I'll tell you what, I asked you that for a reason. It makes me cringe as well. If you really look into Nasara Jassara and its roots, there is tons and tons of truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was it was hijacked by the truth community and used as clickbait. And so a lot of the things that were said about it aren't based in truth. And so is there a level to it that I think is legitimate? Sure. Is what everybody was told throughout this thing the truth? I don't believe that to be true. Go ahead, Belush.
I'm just going to say one thing. Just limit your expectations. Be happy with a baseline of keeping your money and making more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning people are going to be making more money and not having to pay I mean, maybe it's a little tax. I don't know what the whole tax thing will look like in the end, but not in keeping your money. If we get a check, bonus. You're gonna have a good summer, go buy some stuff. But if you're thinking they're gonna change the system and I'm gonna get paid, guess what? If Jasara, whatever, debt forgiveness is one thing, but if we gave everybody millions of dollars, a loaf of bread would be $1,000. So yep. I mean, let's just put it in perspective. Just baseline yourself. That's all.
Agreed. Denise Volbrecht, good to see you. $2 rant, another absolute banger of a show. I believe you're all brilliant minds together are influencing the Matrix glitching. Thank you for all your laughs today. Appreciate your hard work. We got this. Thank you so much. Love seeing you in here every show, to be honest. Trump in at 17, $1 rant. I want a Cybertruck. I think it's the Q pertain operating behind the scenes. Rambo, you'll like this because it's stretchy. The public must be shown, hence exposing Mockingbird to all. Yep, we're on the same level, my friend. That was kind of where I was going. PJW, good to see you, friend. My Mockingbird Media music video for your shits and giggles. PJ, I'll have to look at this after. Hold on. I just don't have the time today, but I sincerely appreciate it. You know I love you very, very much. Thank you for supporting the show. I'll take a look right after, though. Trump in at 17, $1 rant. Oh my gosh, the train just went by and Matrix Codebreaker had to jump on.
What you talking about? I am the train.
Trump in at 17. Rambo, did you ever watch Cicada 3301 with subtitles? Asking for a friend. I love you, brother. Yeah, you're making fun of me because when I played it, it had subtitles. I get it. Trump in it again, $1 rant. Oh shit, Rambo isn't sleeping tonight. Thanks, Dave. Walker 75, $10 rant. Super fun show today. You'll all so fun to listen to. By the way, LT Spoit Matrix. Spotlighted. I'm guessing is what that meant. Matrix Codebreaker a few days ago. So there you go, Codebreaker. You were just on
today too. Actually, I saw somebody told me he did it today as well. So I went and checked it out, and it's like 3 or 4 times in the last few weeks. So if he happens to be listening, thank you very much for that, because I definitely look up to that dude, and it's awesome to see that. So
we gotta get him back on here. He hasn't been on in a while. I'll have to talk to him again. Dawn M West 17. Where are we going? We go all except Matrix. Teehee.
Like I said, where we go one, I go autistic.
Except for Matrix.
Lady KT, it's $50 rant. Great show, guys. Thank you all for keeping my Q sanity in check. Thank you very much. Oh, we're almost done here, guys. Walker 75, $5 rant. I too am from Minnesota, and yes, we definitely need prayers. I'm so tired of having a beautiful, clear blue sky and then chemtrails everywhere, followed by overcast later. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, that happens even here in Florida. Although it didn't happen at all in the Keys, did it, Dave?
Nope.
It was beautiful down there. Dow Joe, $5 rant. Tron, get them fingerless gloves. Let's go. What's that about, Tron?
Fingerless love?
No, fingerless gloves. I'm wearing them right now. Fingerless gloves never leave my body. They stay on me at all times. I cook with them. I shave with them. And I have fingerless toes coming in the mail. That's right. Fingerless toes and fingerless gloves. Maybe not the toe part, but the fingers are right. They're great. You can stay warm. Your touch screen, everything. You're like a burglar.
Tron, just move to Florida, bro.
Eventually, I have to convince my wife. You guys got to give me bullet points,
dude. If you guys all move down here, we can build a compound like Brewer has, and we can just hang out and do the show from there.
All right, be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm down.
We're if you build
dude, if we did that,
Dave and I are already on it.
Dude, we would. Can you imagine adding others like us into it? We would hurt people. We would hurt ourselves. There's too many anods in one place, bro.
We're gonna do it, dude. I don't care. You can come if
you
build
it. Yeah. You build it, we will come. And Joe, just really quick, I don't know if any of you guys, I don't think you guys do stream to D Live, but just a reminder out there, they're shutting down the whole platform. I don't even know when I don't know. John, are you setting a show for tonight on D Live?
Can I get the $300 they owe me from 7 years ago?
Yeah,
probably not.
If you cashed out after January, you're not getting it. It's just sitting.
Yeah, they took my money. Fuck them.
It's gone.
All right. Everybody gets 10 seconds. Final thoughts. Space Shot, go.
Check me out tonight with Tron and a couple other dudes, 9:30 p.m. Space Shot 76 on all platforms. Still trying to get to that 40,000 mark. Hit me up.
Bang, bang, boom. Belushi, go.
Just listen to this guy. I'm trying to get to 40,000. I'm trying to get to 3,000. Go hit the follow on
the
Rumble,
third time.
and I'll drop my link to the show tonight. Off the Rails, 9 p.m. Eastern time. See you guys there.
My man, Matrix Codebreaker, go.
I am off tonight, but Omazon will be live. But we will have Faraday Friday number 117 tomorrow night. Pilled and Rumble. Just keep your eyes out for the notifications.
Much love, brother. Dave, go.
8 p.m. tonight. See you.
My man, Tron, go.
Love you guys. Table Times tonight and Friday Funnies the next day. Tron and on Rumble. Thank you guys.
Dude, besides D-Class, I'll just be straight up honest with you. The Roundtable on Thursdays are my favorite place to hang out because I get to hang out with so many friends that are so much like-minded. Space Shot, I've looked up to you for such a long time. Belushi, it is so great to have you on my team. Matrix Codebreaker, you blow my mind all the time. Dave, you are brother from another mother. And Tron, you have energy like no other. I absolutely love you guys. We will see you next week for the Roundtable on Thursday, but tomorrow will be Protect Your Mind and Control Your Emotions here on Rambo and Friends. With that, let's do the Rambo outro. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Rambo's coming alive, a blazing storm that never dies. Heroes from the darkness, escape from the pain, unchained from the madness, no ties to remain. From a cell to the spotlight, defiant and free, a voice for the voiceless, resounding their play. Fire in his veins, his calling clear, his band of brothers tip up the span. Rambo and friends, we rise, we stand, breaking the chains with truth in our hands. For the children, for the weak, we scream the words they're scared to speak. Addiction tried to chain him, but he broke them all. Now he's fighting for freedom and justice for all. With honor and glory, the truth will prevail. A soldier for the light, tearing through the veil. Fire in his veins, his calling clear, his band of brothers tip up the span. Rambo and friends, we rise, we stand, breaking the chains with truth in our hands. For the children, for the weak, we scream